leprechauns. Like there's something to it, you know.
Centaur is just the one. Leprechauns
don't
don't.
It ain't gonna hit like Centaur. It ain't gonna hit like Centaur. Nothing is.
It's Centaur hits.
The boys are back again. We don't know if these mics are working, but we assume.
No,
we assume at this point.
They're workout.
They usually come through for us.
Look, we got it on lock. Don't even act like we don't got it on lock.
Okay, sorry. Steve's back from his birthday. Everybody wish me happy birthday right now. Say happy birthday. Everybody.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
I hope it was a great one.
So like, we're good. We're golden.
Still running it. We're golden. We always are. We're the golden child. Honestly, we bounced back so strong from our early technical difficulties. Most of you counted us out. Thank you to those who stayed.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it very much. You gotta like, we gotta subscribe. Just keep tuning in. We got hella shit coming.
You know what's a funny saying? Right in the bread basket.
But right in the bread basket? I've never heard that one.
That's like a football saying.
Is that?
That's how you put it right in the bread basket.
Oh, okay. Now, so you give us some more context. Off the jump, I'm like, this is some church saying, isn't it? That's some church saying,
right in this bread basket right there.
I get a couple memes from that one.
People are like, this is right in. No, people are like, this is right in my wheelhouse.
I heard that one.
What the fuck is that? What's the fuck? I don't even know what the fuck a wheelhouse is.
I always think about the first person to say that, and it was just like,
people were just
that shit.
Not bad.
I'll tell you what's in my wheelhouse.
It's like, what the fuck? Like a wheel of different houses that you're supposed to be jack of all trades in or some shit? Expertise? I have no clue on what that's supposed to be.
It's not. You think it's like, I don't know, like, because I mean, like, everyone imagines that back then that's how everybody talked. Like, do you think that was just like a regular form of speech back then?
I think it's probably just like if you just came up with anything, you probably rode with it, right? They didn't have as much.
Right in my wheelhouse, like it's just like rowing me boat. It just gets me going. That's all. Like what?
What about when like sun can't shine on the same dog's ass every day? like people just agreed that long ass sentence was good. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, we have those.
But I mean, like, it's also a thing that like people, like when you're around someone, like it's pure fact that like you guys pick up all like each other's mannerisms. So I mean, it's just like it could be one of those things that like it's a saying that just applies to something, and instead of making one your own, it's just easier to be like, oh, well, the dog bit my ass on that one, instead of, it's just like, yeah. And then now we're here at this point to where you're in a fucking office doing some shit, and they're like, screwed the pooch. It's like, that's
the thing. Like you said, but it has to be like a entire group of people that just like, because that person, you have to hear that from someone. Then you tell someone else, and someone else like, what's that mean? Someone else has to ask you because they don't get the same context clues. They got to ask you like, what's that mean? You're like, oh, well, it means like whatever. Then you tell the story of however you learned it. That's what it means.
Yeah, just sometimes my dad would just say it. I don't know. I just kind of took it from there. But it's funny. Like when we're talking about centaurs, that it's like the centaur fucked me on that one. Like just like. Yeah, the evolution of like people just doing similar things. Like I think that's what kind of like meme culture is. It's just like
what percentage of chance do you give centaurs?
For what?
Like of being real.
Is
there anything there?
Being real? I mean, I've never seen a cent. I mean, no, I don't think so, man.
Not even one.
I don't think so.
You gotta give a 1%. You give a 1% for anything.
Wait, so I always confuse up like centaur and minotaur.
Centaur is the one.
Centaur is the human horse.
Human top, horse bottom.
Right. Yeah. I don't think there's ever been any of those.
There's not a 1% chance though?
A 1% chance?
Like a Loch Ness monster. What's the percentage of a Loch Ness monster?
I think at this point 0. It's probably
not even giving ones to these?
I don't think the Loch Ness monster is real. I mean,
but what is the Loch Ness monster? Couldn't a Loch Ness monster be a big ass squid?
I think you'd find it. I mean, because if it's in a lake, I think if you wanted to find the Loch Ness monster, you might.
Does it got to be in a lake?
Well, I mean, that's where they say it's located because that's where it was spotted.
Remember that movie where, like, it wasn't in a lake, I don't believe.
Yeah, but the way the legend goes, it was spotted. I think it's like Lake Nessie or some shit. What's
they used to say one was in Patterson Park thing. They used to say that.
I remember there used to be in the Bayview Pond. There used to be some big ass snapping turtles in that bitch.
Oh yeah.
I remember there used to be like I thought these were like tortoises. Those big ass turtles. Like this bitch was big. You're probably talking like a 25-pound turtle. That's a big fish.
It had some shit up in it for sure. I remember the Smith boys used to always go down there and grab all the fucking snapping turtles.
Right, people used to fish in there, man. Like I remember we used to have somebody.
Yeah.
Remember there was the one day where we were walking by and it's like, are you fishing? I was like,
what?
It's like 5 in the morning.
At a hospital pond?
5 in the morning. We're coming down a little bit.
Something just don't see right here, dog.
Yeah. Oh, that's what brings you to the story with with some of our friends. I remember it was a long time ago. Like I don't know. I just don't. Whatever. So I remember like hell they used to call it. It was that little underpass railroad tracks. You just go on this like swampy ass hill through the woods and just go to this little underpass near the railroad tracks. I remember it was me and a couple other friends, but like we all pitched in for a quarter of weed. So I mean, it was like everyone pitched in 5. We had like 8 heads on 7 grams of some mid bud. So we rolled up hella blunts, and at one point, like all 3 of them came to one of us. I can't remember who started it off, but one of us, and we started hitting all 3 blunts at once.
I feel like I faintly remember that.
Yeah, we just started hitting all 3 blunts or so at once, and just kept doing them. So like like 1 or 2 of them of the guys saw it one time, while everyone else saw 3 blunts at like pretty much a one hitting sitting. Right. Because I remember everyone was like, take pictures with it, like, and we're just doing them. It was just like, oh well, that's that. And I remember we ended up leaving from there, and someone had pulled another 2 grams of the same grass that we said we rolled up all of. They pulled 2 grams out. We're like, you guys want to smoke some more? I was like, what the fuck? Like,
what? Somebody put it like hide it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just had like it was pretty much just like what everyone forgot about rolling up after getting dumb high in the paper, and everyone dipped off at that point. Whether they remembered or not, I don't know.
That's funny shit that would pass with someone like that.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about with the Loch Ness Monster for some reason. I was thinking about, I'll tell you some fucked up shit, man. My dad, they got that tower over there in Patterson Park.
What could relate to the Loch Ness Monster?
Listen, well, he used to tell me all about the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, that's the Pagoda Tower.
Remember that thing?
Yeah,
well, he walked me up there. And, like, as I was looking through, he's like, look through that windows. And, like, as we're going up, he's like, you know what they do in here? I'm like, no, what? He's like, dude, they do tests on people. They do.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? It's like, as we're going up, like, it was just like the perfect scene of when I was looking through the window, what I seen.
Right.
It was like the perfect timing where it's like these people in lab coats and shit. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. Like for the longest time, I believed that like
lab coats,
that fucking tower was like people that did test on people and shit.
I mean, it's a very ominous tower. Just in the middle of Patterson Park with a lake kind of like, right by there. But you know what it is, right? I mean, like, of course, it's all squared away. Like, I always look at that place. I'm like, that'd be a cool spot to live. Like,
yeah,
it's all glass throughout. Great. It's just stairs straight up. I mean, I don't know where you put a fucking bed, but I imagine it's bigger on the inside.
You can do some expansions.
Yeah, I imagine it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside from what it looks. I mean, I've never been on the inside.
It's big in there. I'm telling you, it's big in there, dog.
I've never been inside. Never been inside. I remember
seeing like 4 or 5 people on each level.
Yeah, but like
it's there.
Yeah, it's also a strange building because it's like its architecture is kind of like very like Oriental in a way,
it is.
It's like Chinese architecture, like so it's like when I see it, it's a very like I don't know, it's like especially around here in Baltimore, you don't see a lot of like we don't have a little Chinatown. A lot of places have a little Chinatown. You have a lot of that architecture throughout or inspired, architecture throughout. But like there's only a couple things. There's only that one spot that like I can really like think of that's very notable in Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've seen it in Baltimore before, but we don't have that spot. But that thing stands out very oddly to me. I don't even know the history behind it. I
have no idea. That's the weird part about it. That's why I believe this shit. Because you're just like, I don't know what the fuck this thing is.
Exactly. But this tower in the middle of a park.
But when we do have like Little Italy and shit, so we got a couple things there.
But Little Italy's like that's Little Italy.
It is little, ain't it? It's like 3 blocks.
And, I mean, I'm thinking like, of course, it's hard to compare to like the New York or like the Los Angeles, but I mean, like, You know, like
Greektown is
even
kinda
Philadelphia
like a strip.
kind of. I mean, Philadelphia is bigger than Baltimore too, but even they have a kind of like a little Chinatown of their own and shit.
Greektown's like a strip of like Greek
Yeah,
places.
not even really Greektown
It's
anymore
not really
either.
a Greek town,
Yeah,
but it's like a strip of
It
Greek
used to
places.
be.
Greek festival
I
still
remember,
there.
Like, they still have that Greek bakery. They used to have a bunch of Greek music stores
They
there.
still got a bunch of stuff. They got a bunch of coffee shops. I mean, I think the only thing is like rural China and the liquor stores that ain't.
Yeah,
They got Greektown Grill,
they be playing
Icaros.
hard ass cards in that bitch, man. Like, you go down there like 2 a.m, they're full of playing cards.
They're always
like,
sketch.
Their
Their spots are always sketch.
I'm just like, it's just Greek mob fronts.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Like,
yeah, to me, I'm like, when I see that spot, I think about like a movie like The Town, like some people just running in there, masked up, duffel bag.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's the safe?
I think another thing that like, I don't know, like whenever I talk to a shop owner, like sometimes they'll point out the car to be like, oh, that's the guy. He's some Greek guy who just owns this whole block. He owns all the buildings. He just rents it to everybody or some shit.
Huh.
Yeah, and I don't know. They always feel the need to kind of point that out. Like, of course, it's always like a Maserati or some shit like that. So it's like, like
that's him.
Maybe mob. Like,
you never know.
Yeah, just be like they're trying to tell you like.
You think the mob's out here for sure still though?
I mean, I think there's like
there was that murder recently. Remember?
I won't say there's like some like Greek mob.
Remember there was that straight up assassination that just happened like a couple months ago where they shot that guy on his doorstep.
Yeah,
Greek, I mean, mob leader.
Or was it
mob leader? I think it was in Staten Island.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Something like that. They shot him right in his front door. They said it was like the first public mob hit in like 14 years or some shit.
Yeah, but I don't know if Baltimore's a part of it. It might be because
you think they gotta be?
Because there's a lot of drugs around here. So I'm thinking like, if there's something that the mob might do nowadays,
you picture them like the more sophisticated criminals.
Exactly.
You picture like them being the plug.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
you know? And that's why this one Greek dude owns the whole block. Maybe he's just a great businessman.
Could you ever consider being a cop?
It's crossed my mind a couple of times. Like, just kind of justifying it, like, you are trying to help. You are running towards shit like that. There's the bad, but you are still doing that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know, just like a paramedic, like, although you are saving someone's life, there are times like, you're just showing up and it's this or that, or maybe you just got to revive another fiend or whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? So, it's crossed my mind, but I could never do, especially in Baltimore City. I couldn't do it in any police department, really. Yeah,
I can't be getting down with that sketchiness, right?
Yeah, no.
You just feel like you got to do some type of sketchy shit to be a part of it.
Exactly. Like, they test you immediately. They're just like, all right, this guy's not going to work. We want him
I love how that one cop on the gun trafficking force is trying to get out with that. Did you see that? He's trying to say, like, basically, like, trying to get off because it was a systematic corruption, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, look, this is what everybody was doing. It ain't my fault. Anybody would have did this. It's like, I don't know, dog. I think life.
Yeah.
I think that's a life,
I think either that or there might be something to it. Like when we were talking about how people just
there definitely is,
copy each other,
But that's one of them cases where it don't matter if you sold illegal guns, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like I always have
there's that line.
I'm telling you, I'm so lenient on criminals, bro. I'm so lenient. Like I will give you the utmost chance of being like at least one. When you're a repeat criminal, that's a different thing. But like I'll give you the utmost benefit of the doubt on anything that doesn't cross the line. So it's like you get caught with that. Say it's like you just get caught with drugs,
right?
You know what I mean? You're like, all right, look, that's fucked up, right? Like you were straight up taking drug dealers' drugs and reselling them. That's some fucked up shit. I don't think you deserve life in prison. I know it sounds weird, but I still just don't, because it's just like that could be a thing where I would understand, right? Where you're like, look, man, everybody's doing this shit. Like I'm trying to make money too. It's so easy. The shit's going to get sold anyway. You can go down that road. And I'm not saying that's the right road, but I can definitely see how you can.
You can kind of.
But when I get a gun, I lock you up and I get a gun off you. I let you go. I keep your gun and I resell your gun to another criminal. That's next level shit. And you're the gun task team force.
Yeah.
So you're getting the guns and you're just reselling them out there. Like now you're straight up catching bodies. You know what I mean?
That's what we're saying. Like, there's that line that you cross where as a person, it either clicks or doesn't, where you're like, look, it should not be selling some fucking guns. Just like you said, taking off the street and just reselling it to somebody. Like that's a very I think notable line when it comes to like pretty much any of the crimes out there, just like you said with the drug dealing. Like,
what do you?
That's like one of the big ones where you're just like, come on, bro, this is you now. Like,
what do you think the going rate should be on like police corruption, basically? Like, what do you think let's say, because here's one, right? Because what I'm saying is like, even with the drug dealing, that's one thing. Basically, you're saying you became the plug, you sold the key, you sold the ounce of coke, whatever. But another thing is if you're in that planning shit, like if you catch a cop that got caught planning drugs on people, how long does that cop get just for that?
I think you get. So something like that, I think you're definitely up there with like 15 years or so, 20 years, some years.
Right, I was just gonna say a standard 10, like 10 at the lowest, right? Like 10 years just for that, depending on what you plan it and what you did.
There was one instance where it was there was that video that I think it was that Missouri cop or Florida cop. It was pretty much all his body camera footage showed. It was just like he was planting meth on people, and you hear genuine people on video just sit there just like, I guess I'm going to jail because he said he found meth. I have no idea where the fuck it came from or some shit. And someone lost their kids because of that shit.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible.
So you go to jail. You ruin lives.
The ultimate one though. When that cop planted that straight up gun. When we got that cop on video planting a fucking gun after he murdered someone, to say that person had a gun. That's what I'm saying. That gun that cop had, that's an illegal gun.
Yeah.
That's not a cop gun that he's planning. He's planning an illegal gun. And that guy is carrying you know what they call it? A ham sandwich. I don't know if you know that. That's what it's called in the police force, apparently. A ham sandwich, basically. It's like these cops ride around with a dirty gun. And at any time, you just bring that dirty gun out, put that on them. And it's not always meant to put them away for it, because you actually want to use that dirty gun again. You want to be able to say, look, got you on a gun. Tell me something, I'll let you go. That's the tactic that they're trying to play on that. But when he's carrying this around, he killed someone. And then planted a gun next to this person to say that he had that. Which, regardless, you still shot him in the back.
Yeah, and that was one thing that came out where it
was a video. Thank God for that person that recorded that video. You're a saint.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty much what they did, they carried guns with them at all times, just in case something went south during this type of thing, and just would plant guns.
What about that lady that came out today? You see, she got found guilty. The cop. I forget her name.
Yeah, the one that killed the dude in the apartment.
Yeah. Got found guilty. What do you think about that one?
I think that's mistake that cost someone their life. So, did
you read into it?
What actually? How that went down?
Yeah.
Well, she entered the apartment thinking it was hers, right? And when they found him, when she found him in there, I don't know the finer details, but
no.
when she found him in there, she shot him in his apartment.
How many times you walked into the wrong apartment? How many times you went to the wrong house to even open the door?
No, sat in the wrong car before.
Car for sure. No, we've did plenty of Honda Civics, bro.
Oh
yeah. You definitely.
But
never
to
another house.
Yeah.
Never to another house, bro. You know what I mean? And that just right there, I think that said it all. And then for you to speak, there's a lot of shit that I didn't know, like the finer details of. Like what I was wondering is like, okay, if that wasn't your apartment, how did you get the door open?
Yeah.
Or was the door unlocked? Then what? You open the door, somebody's coming, and you shoot them.
And you remember you locked your door.
Or did he open the door? Because you can't shoot anybody that open the door.
Yeah.
That's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know, but they found grounds to. If anything, it's the accidental manslaughter charge where you killed someone accidentally. Like the same thing they use with like car accidents that kill people.
The little detail that I do know about this case was that her partner that she rode in the patrol car with, she was having a secret affair with. And minutes up before she went to that wrong apartment, she was still in contact with this man, going back and forth, sexting, joking, So that was kind of the prosecution's line, was that like she wasn't paying attention. I don't know if she had drinks in her or what it was, but either way, like she was focused on her phone. She wasn't paying attention. Then she went to the wrong apartment. She opened the door.
She shot
the man and killed him.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a life.
Yeah.
That's a life on that one, bro. So I gotta get a life charge.
Yeah, life for life.
Yeah, I can't say. I can say, okay, maybe this person, death penalty. That'll be your option, But I'll put you away for life. Yeah, you can't. You just can't. I know. Even if it is a fuck up, like you can't fuck up and take someone's life.
Yeah, it's weird how something like that. I'm not sure how. Where like do you know the time she got?
No, she just got found guilty. So now you gotta get
you gotta get charged. Yeah, I got you. I mean, I figured that because they usually do the sentencing before, and then you go and you get found if you're guilty or not, right?
No.
No?
No. That would be so goofy.
No?
You get the sentences like we're gonna give you 25 years if you get found guilty. No. You have like what a conviction can carry legally. That's why they filled that out because of the unfair punishment amendment.
Yeah.
So you got like, okay, assault in the first degree carries 5 to 11.
I got you. Yeah,
so then when you get to the end, you go, okay, we got assault in the first degree, assault in the second degree, and trespassing, and they each carry this. So then you give the maximum carry. I mean, that's like why people are sometimes upset of like, oh, why didn't that person get more? Well, it's straight up because you couldn't find him guilty on more things that would have higher sentences.
Yeah, exactly.
Give.
Yeah,
you could only give what the thing is.
Yeah, so it's weird. We have like something like that, like you have like I think it's like accidental manslaughter is like 10 years or something like that, where like you accidentally kill somebody. 10 years is like it's weird to put a measure of time on like someone's life. That's not equal.
I think you start at 10 when you take someone's life. Like it just don't matter to me, bro. If you take someone's life, it's sorry. I'm sorry. Like it has to be a justified kill, or I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it was a mistake.
Right.
I don't want to hear that because someone died.
Yeah.
It could be a mistake and some bad shit happened, but you can't have someone die.
But I mean, it's also like that type of thing is bound to happen. It's like
you're bound to get 10 in a minimum. It's just the fact of like, listen, I always go, it's so easy, always go simple. If it was your family, would you be okay with that person getting anything less than 10? That's a low number if it's your family.
Right. I feel, no, trust me, I feel you on that. But, trying to just like look at the other side where it's like, there are instances where, unavoidable accidents happen.
Describe something. I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, I could come up with a scenario on the spot, it's just, no idea, but I mean, just like things happen, whether it be like the one girl who like went shooting and the gun instructor's helping her shoot, and she accidentally lets her rip, and, just travels up and shoots him in the face type of scenario,
That's a 10 minimum,
something like that, or it's like she was like a 10-year-old girl or some shit,
Well, now we just start thinking about bringing everyone in the charge.
The
gun place, the parents, the gun instructor.
So let's say it's
who's letting a 10-year-old buck away with a gun that big?
It's a
Would she have a shotty?
Let's say like a 17-year-old. It's just like
what'd you give her?
Banging like a Glock.
A fucking assault rifle? Why would you give her a Glock from an auto? Like, what the fuck, bro? There's nothing that should pop back all the way that far. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I feel
that shouldn't happen like that. And if so, then I'm like, well. It comes down to that you got 10 because I look at you like if you're 17, I go, well, you should understand what you have in your hands. You understand where you're at. You understand what you signed up for. You're under training. You know what I mean? The instructor can only do so much for you to describe what it's going to be like. You're here to do this. This is a legalized sanction thing.
But he was holding her.
You make a mistake.
He was like holding the gun. It's very. He was holding the gun, trying to like help her, And
now it's a suicide.
He killed himself.
I mean, that's just that'd be horrible if that's what's true.
Yeah, it's on video. There's a video.
Oh, really?
There's a video. You don't see the dude get shot in the face, but the dude died.
Wow. You ever see that one guy who like accidentally fired in that video? It's like that white guy and he's like giving instructions. He's got that 357 long barrel. He just accidentally fires and it comes up and hits him in the face. And then the guy's like, "Did you mean to do that?" He's like, "Yeah." And he completely
fully concussed.
It's funny because like and like the part that he's at, he's like literally like, now when you pull this back, you're gonna want to bang. And it just hits him like right here, and he's like, he does like
eyes watering. I'm good.
He does like this little body shape where it's like, like trying to square back up or something.
No, he's shaking like, at all.
Like, did you mean to do that? He's like, yeah.
That's what you don't want to do.
That shit was so funny. Like,
there's the one dude with like 12 gauge shotgun. Like he's literally looking straight down. He goes to look straight down the barrel, fires, hits his fucking hat off.
I think that's fake.
You think that's fake?
I seen that.
I think
one.
that's a real video,
I always
bro.
thought that was fake.
That's a real video, bro. That's a real video, man.
Bro, you think that guy, that grown ass man who was out there hunting,
I think people do dumb shit.
did not know to look down the barrel, dog.
I think people do dumb shit though. That's what I don't put past. I don't put past that people do dumb shit.
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, well, how many people do dumb shit out of 10? How many people are gonna look down that barrel? Experience that at that man's age. That's why I'm saying this, because he's like an older man, you know, like he's out there hunting. He's recording his own hunting videos to get that perfect angle on that. And he goes right to the middle of the field where he got some camera set up and looks down the barrel of the gun for it to fire and only hit his hat. Now, what are the odds of that, Steve? It's just very low.
I think it's very high when you look at
what's the odds of someone recording? What's the odds of someone firing
people record themselves all the time.
What's the out in the wild like that?
Yeah,
like
they're girls.
Perfect angle with a gun, like
Survivor Man.
It's just what I'm talking about. It's like
I gave you 2, and they're high production.
Survivor Man does his own. Show me somebody that's recording their
Survivor
own shit.
Man does his own shit.
Show me somebody that's recording their own shit, and I'll show you a fraud.
Survivor Man.
It's simple as that.
Well, yeah, 100%.
I'm way more inclined to believe it if someone else is actually recording.
Give me a fraud, and I'll give you someone else. There's Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, Planet Earth. Planet Earth.
A lot of it's fake, dude.
Planet Earth.
A lot of it's fake, dude.
On Planet Earth?
On Planet Earth too, yeah.
Maybe that shit's fake?
Yeah, bro.
All is real footage.
A lot of it's real. I'm not saying it, but what I'm saying is, just like with anything, how they manipulate the angles, like, you know, like we talked about when we were talking about it before, like on Naked and Afraid, where like they go across like crocodile infested.
That's not Planet Earth.
But it's the same thing. They're going across crocodile infested waters, right? So they find them a little spot where there's no crocodiles. They tell them to cross. The whole time, already earlier in the day before, the next day, they film crocodiles coming up and down and moving around the water. And then when these people go across it in the show, they show the crocodile. Then they go back to the person. Then they go back to the crocodile. But the crocodile's not even actually there.
Planet Earth is not that at all.
Planet Earth is
just the nature shots. It's a nature video.
But what I'm saying is, like, there's certain scenes where you can do the same thing. There's one yesterday. All right, let's get down to it, right? Because I was
Planet Earth,
specifically Planet Earth, bro. Literally, this is why I'm so fired up about this one, because I was literally thinking to this myself the other day. There's like this one where this bird chases after he eats what meerkats eat, which is like scorpions and like shit like that, worms. So this whole spot where he wants to eat at is just all meerkats, and they're like, you know, number one predators, birds, basically. Right, they just come down and swoop them, kill them, take them away. So this bird, I can't remember the bird's name. He, at first, like, he does a warning of like, he does like a warning sound.
Right.
And all the meerkats just take off for underground, you know, to go run because they think, oh, eagle's coming. This bird comes, takes their scorpions, takes their worms, eats it all. So then they come back out later. And he does the same thing, but this time the meerkats won't move. So then next thing you know, there's like a different sound that goes on, and they all go running again. And then like Planet Earth is like, now the bird has learned to mimic the meerkat's sound for the eagle. And I'm just like,
yeah, but I mean, it's all.
Listen, but I'm not arguing, right?
CGI.
It could all. CGI. I'm not even saying CGI, right? I'm saying they're just meshing scenes together, right? Because I believe the part where it was making the sound to like fool the meerkats, like that would make sense. But then when it mirrored the meerkat sound, they didn't show the bird making that sound. Where when the other sound, like the first sound, they showed the bird making that sound. And then they would show the meerkat, and you're like, okay. Like, I've seen his mouth move like that. I could see him making that sound. The other sound is like, it's like almost like a leopard or something, like a leopard taking off. It's like, or something like a meerkat sound and shit. You know? And,
a meerkat sound.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to do that, you know, a meerkat sound. But they didn't show the bird doing that sound. So it was like, I feel like what I'm trying to say is maybe all that's fact. Maybe this bird really can mimic a meerkat sound and everything. But that day when they was filming, they only got the bird doing the first sound.
Right.
So then they mirror it. They just replayed the meerkats running, and they mimicked the sound a meerkat would make.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. That's
what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right,
yeah, I mean, that's just post-production, you know, type of, you know, shit. Because, I mean, like, when you're going out, what they're doing, like, when they're filming this shit in real life, you know, you don't always get the scene. I mean, they talk about all the time, you know, in the behind the scenes shit where it's like you don't always get the shot you want to get. You know, you don't. You don't go out. You're like,
yeah.
all right, I want to see two sharks mating or some shit, but I only happen to get them breaching, like,
You remember in like Fear Factor that they would be like, she's almost out of air or something like that, and like they make it look like the lady was panicking.
Oh, of course, but I mean, that's just the show.
It would go for like another 19 seconds.
But I mean, like,
I'm just saying that I think that's what they do on all shows.
Of course. But I mean,
like don't tell me Planet Earth don't do that.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think Planet Earth, that never once was like, I think they're, people like they try and show it as real as possible what they're, trying to portray, and I think, what they do when they like, the shit that they film is like beautiful. Like, I mean, there's like these icy like landscapes, and you got like seals and shit. Like, I remember they had one where like they were in this fishing hut off of Russia, and it was like the one breeding day in the season where like all these like fucking huge ass manatees come up and start mating on the beach. So like they go to sleep, they wake up, there's literally millions on the fucking beach. There's millions of fucking manatees, and there's like, you look outside with the night vision, you just see millions of fucking manatee eyes. It's all over the fucking place. Like, yeah,
I'm not sure if it was Planet Earth, but there was another one that was like, you remember it was like a squirrel or something that was, or like a reptile that was running from a bunch of snakes.
Yeah, just dipping.
Remember what was it?
That was
it
Planet
a
Earth.
gecko?
That was Planet Earth.
It was like a gecko.
It was like a lizard. Yeah, lizard or some shit. Going on 2 legs.
Yeah.
Just dipping.
And it's just going on them fucking snakes, bro.
I remember that.
It's like 50 snakes.
I think like Snoop Dogg did a voiceover over it or some shit.
Yeah. But that's like, that was definitely a real scene because you got them both in the same scene. You're watching the chase. That was
so weird how like all the snakes just came out. Like they were all just waiting for this motherfucker. Like,
yeah. And they all just decide to bank them.
Are coming out. If y'all haven't seen that video, gotta look that up. Where like snakes are just coming out the rocks.
It's like a 50
walls,
snakes at least.
Man. They're going crazy. Yeah, I mean, like easily 50, 70, 100 snakes just pouring. And he's running, and as he's running, they're coming out like behind him.
It sucks how some animals just have like no defense. Like
except to run.
So weak, dude.
Yeah.
Like the one I was watching the other day, it's like these baby lions and lionesses, they call them for some reason on there. But like the baby versions of basically lions and shit and
cubs,
yeah. And like they're like teens now. They'd be like teenage is what it would be. Like mid-age ones. And they're kind of going out.
What they try and say.
They can go out and do their own shit now. So like they're like, they don't want to go kill big shit because they're scared. No matter if it's like 3 or 5 of them, they still don't want to go square up with like an elephant. Like even though they think they can kill it, they just don't want to go test it because it's so big. So they go to like, they're taking like an ostrich. Right. And these like these things are like running after this ostrich. I'm just like, it's already snuck up on them. Like they're so quiet, bro. They're so quiet. I don't know if you know this, but I was learning about with a leopard, they actually have things underneath of their paws that squish sound. It basically like eats sound.
Wow.
As they move. Yeah, it's wild. So these things are just getting closer and closer. By the time the ostrich even knew what was going on, this thing was like from here to the bathroom, basically, Yeah. He tries to take off, one bites him. There's 3 of them. They all bank him and kill him. I'm just like, this thing literally can't even do that.
No, except run. I mean? Ostriches are the fastest birds on land.
But when you're that close, you ain't gonna. You know what I mean? What's their acceleration?
There's one video where like there's an antelope running from like a pack of lionesses or some shit. Or he's running from them. He goes to jump off this cliff, and one jumps out from underneath from the fucking he ran up and jumps off the wall and catches the fucking antelope midair. And it just cornered this. Like he literally was like 10 feet in the fucking air, just like just grab. Oh.
It was wild seeing the specific thing they do too. I didn't know that. Apparently, like they all have a specific kill cats. There's those outdoor cats like that. That when they come in, they try to get right on the back of the spine, the first bite, and then they come down with one of their sides of their paws from the head to the like middle body with one strike, trying like basically gash you enough to hurt you if I can get that killer bite.
Yeah. Where you let bleed out later.
So they just eat that ostrich and kill it. And the whole time, like Planet Earth's still trying to defend it. Like, and like this ostrich on the ground dying, or like at any moment, one ostrich kick could definitely incapacitate one of these cubs, And you're like, this thing's dead, dude. This thing ain't even moving anymore.
It's ostriches can like such an easy kill. But I mean.
But like 3, these are cubs, bro. You can imagine if it was adults.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be an argument. One of these could kill probably 2 ostriches a day.
Once they get on top of them like that, no, it's done. That's the thing. Like they always single out the one. It always sucks because you're like you watch Planet Earth. Like there'll be like these like tigers attacking a herd, and next thing you know, they single out the babies, and they just start killing off the babies, just like hunting them down.
bro.
And like the deer's just running, and slowly the lion just fucking and just comes along. Just
if you're a deer, all you can do is outrun it. That's all you can do is try and do that.
Yeah, when you're a baby, you're not.
And you're not that much faster.
Yeah.
Even an adult versus adult, you're only like, well, we were looking at a bunch of shit before, like 10, 12 miles faster, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's not like amazing. If they got a little bit of a jump on you, they probably got you.
Yeah, and I mean, like in places, especially like Africa, it's all flat.
I'll tell you what was cool about that was out in Africa. So like all them animals deal with shit. Of course, they kill elephants too. But you know who does the best versus lions, bro? It's elephants.
Yeah.
It's elephants because they were showing like, they don't have nowhere to drink. So there's like these swimming, these water holes basically that are like just in the middle of the desert and shit. And all types of animals got to meet up at these water and just drink. And every time they all meet up, they're just like all kind of looking at each other like, are we just going to drink water?
Because they need water too.
They all need water. Yeah, they all need, they're like, are you going to drink water or are we going to make it something basically? Yeah. But, so like when they're looking like those every time that the cats come, they always want to kill elephant babies. And like the elephant parents will straight up come up and they gotta like check them basically. Yeah. And the lions usually back down, get some water and dip out.
Yeah.
But that leads me to another one I was watching where it's like these things called mean you. You ever heard of them?
No, I never heard no mean yous, man.
They're kind of like a goat. They're kind of like a goat, right? But where they live at, I forget what it was. Like one of them like Norway or some shit like that. Yeah, kind of like a mountain goat.
Where they just fucking climb.
Kind of like right. But the thing is, so and where they live at, where they have to get this special, like they live at the bottom of this mountain, and for centuries, basically, water would rain on the top of the mountain. It would transfer through all of the rock, get to the bottom, and they would drink it.
Right.
And that has the calcium that they need to survive.
Right.
Well, people built dams there, so now it's just concrete up on that entire thing. Not entire thing like this. It's piece. It's like not the kind of dam you're thinking of. Not like an American dam. Like it's dammed off, but it does have a little. The steps like huge. The steps like this much, bro. It's like this much, and these things got to walk up basically to wherever it's leaking at, which is sometimes like mid mountain. 3/4 up, quarter up. They literally have no room, dog. They're basically standing up too, and they're just like
90-degree angle,
and they get it, and they get it all the way up and all the way down. Yeah, bro. And the baby's got to do it too,
Yeah, that's fucking
so weird. They need that water specifically.
Well, that and then they've evolved to the ability of climbing the way they have. With like I don't even know what their fucking feet would look like.
It looks like a fucking like it's like a hoof basically, but it has like more gaps in it.
Huh.
So like they can get like
it's kind
of
of
between
jam it out.
It's very dense and tight. It's like a hammer.
So I mean, like
they break a kneecap.
Yeah, and they climb up that dam. Yeah, because they have pictures of that. They have pictures of that where like you see they have those huge ass fucking horns too on top of their head. Like not only can you fucking climb up super high, you got them fucking.
I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I know. That's a big dam, bro.
Yeah,
that's a big fucking dam.
And
bro.
They go up that motherfucker all the time to get water, bro. Somebody needs to bring water down to them. Like make it easy.
Bring the fucking dam down.
Or just a little spot.
Well, I mean, the mountain they were climbing up before was probably way better for climbing than that shit.
Just imagine being a country, right? After you play Civ, you realize things like this. Imagine being a country. You're trying to deal with all that shit, and then somebody comes to you like, "Bro, got the fucking menu, can't get the water back here." You're like, "Fuck the menu!" I got barbarians coming from the left. I can't get a peace treaty with the Zulu warriors, and I got negative happiness. I haven't expanded in 4 turns. Fuck the menu.
Fuck him. I'm done. No. We gotta sell them. We gotta eat the menu now because I'm not making enough. I'm not making no fucking gold per turn.
That's an exotic.
I'm making no money per turn.
That's an exotic resource. Plus 1 happiness. I need every bit I can get.
Oh man, but I mean, it's funny because life will always find the way. It will always find the way to that water source. I mean, like
isn't it so scary how addictive a game can get though? Civ is literally the kind of game where it's like if I get on, I might as well say I'm gonna get addicted for a little bit.
Yeah, no, because it's that game where you're just like, all right, one more thing. And you gotta do the next thing.
But you don't win often also.
No.
You know what I mean? So that makes it like,
Well,
I want to win.
A game's also very long typically.
Yeah.
It's a very long game. You know, we're talking like 600 some turns or something.
Like that island one I showed you recently, that was only with 4 guys plus city states and shit. So like that one goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
But when you got 6 to 8, you got more city states and everything. Shit takes way longer.
Yeah, no. And it's I haven't played many games like it. You know what I mean? Like there's only that one. I mean, oh man,
if you just want to take my life away, just make a better version of that.
You know, I wonder if like that when they originally came up with the game, they like studied into how addictive it was, or if that came later. Like did the game like start and then they just started thinking about how to make it like more addictive, or like is this just like naturally game's naturally addictive?
I go with that, bro, because before
what do you think it is about that?
Before I ever played a game, we used to talk about the perfect game, right? And you were always like, "Oh, just let us start from like some civilization. You get to make every choice. You know, you decide your tag. We always
you build it like the future like shit. Yeah,
it's the closest thing that I've ever seen to that.
Exactly.
Simple as that. It has so many options to. The little tiny things you affect, the way that you can change the game.
And you use real historic figures. Like you use real historic
That's all
people,
cool, but honestly, that's a side piece to me. It's all about gameplay for me, man. It's just like, it's so many little, it's like the fact of like, you can do 50 things right. If you fuck up on that 51st thing, you put your civ back 10 turns.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, even, you could have an even army. First, you're fighting somebody, you got 10, they got 10. You're fighting each other. So you got the same exact thing. Like it really does matter how you attack. You know, sometimes you might just move a tile to get out of the way of an attack. You know, we sound so horrible nerdy with this, but it really is like you think more about like what people have been throughout time when they're trying to establish an empire.
Exactly,
it's not easy
because you're sitting there, you're trying to focus on, let's say, like food production. All right, well, you got the barbarians, plus you have another tribe.
Barbarians never stop.
Another tribe, and they're like, "Look, man, we just might come take your shit."
They publicly denounce you.
And then you gotta build warriors, but you don't even got food production going.
Right,
like,
and you're unhappy.
you don't have no tobacco.
Yeah,
you don't have nothing. You don't have silver. You don't have nothing to enjoy.
It's such a problem, man. And like, but it sounds stupid, but anybody that's ever played the game understands what we're saying. We're like, literally, you really do get countries better. Like, you know, after I played Risk, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I just felt like I kind of understood why we attack certain areas more often than others. You know, it's just economically easier to go certain places than it is others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then some places are just strictly strategic, you know? It's like
it's the same way
like
with
that. Like that one Alaska to Kamchatka or some shit. The Alaska to the other side of Asia.
Yeah, that's
that
huge.
One route from North America. That's a huge route.
That's
you know?
so huge.
So you get that straight up strategic.
I mean, Asia.
Exactly. Or reverse. I can immediately just move into America
and fade.
South America looking weak and just come in.
So great.
Strategic,
but
man.
You know,
strategic.
A lot of people love, in the beginning, they love a good Australia.
Yeah.
That makes people feel safe. That's a trap, though.
Yeah. You ever So I mean, I was reading this shit the other day where just kind of like swinging back to Africa. I guess Australia, not Australia, where they want to fit in, but the way they were talking about how like it kind of falls back into geography, like, you know, and Civ kind of, you know,
where all does, bro.
Yeah, no, it's a civilization, people, it's human people, man. It's actually human life. But anyway, so they were talking like, I like how when people think about things like this, where they're talking about how when you look in a lot of other nations, like, and the land masses they're on, they're technically more like horizontal, like they're more even, like surface area, like horizontally. They don't stretch like long vertically. They stretch out more horizontally. Like that's what they say about, like, you know, a big reason that like Africa isn't like, you know, like a great like where it's at, besides many other reasons, is its geography, how long it is. So it has like different climate types. That like it has too much different climate, where you have like desert, this and that. We're like up here in like America, where we're kind of like located. We have like more like lush and like open, like, you know, foresty type areas and whatnot. And it's more even across the board because we're not stretching too long top to bottom. And it just kind of like bringing us back around to like, you know, how like civilizations kind of like survive around this type of thing. Like with like Egypt, like, you know, you probably wouldn't ever think to start civilization kind of like near the desert or in a desert, But then you find that one water source that comes in. It's just like kind of like an oasis, and you're able to kind of like build off and go from there and be successul. I don't know. Just
Is that what happened in Egypt? I didn't know that.
Yeah. They're stationed along. I think it's I probably go fuck up my rivers here, but I think it's the it's Euphrates River. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to look up that one. But that's where they were kind of like situated. It was like a river that came inward from the Gulf, the Mediterranean, or whatever the Indian Ocean, whatever. And it just kind of fed in through the desert, and along there they were able to like make travel and trade and shit and just
survive,
live
basically.
and have
That's
water.
How they built it in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're the first Los Angeles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Egypt.
It's the first Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You built with no water.
Yeah.
It was like,
build it, never find the water.
That's what's fucked up about the new Civ game.
If the aliens didn't put that there, it's kind of fucked up, ain't it? Like, God, you put it somewhere hard, didn't you?
I put it in the middle of the desert. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, zero zeros in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. Like, build a pyramid with no water now.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's the thing. That's what they're going to do next. They're going to reset us and be like, all right, we'll do it without water. All right, first you did it in a forest. Then you did it in a desert with a river. Now do it with no river in the desert.
Figure it out.
I imagine it's kind of like how like ants.
We're in a game of Civ.
Like you ever seen that?
We're in a legit game of Civ.
You ever seen like in like the classic cartoons? They got like the ant farm. You ever seen that? Like cartoons like that, like the ant farm.
Where it's like a big ass thing.
Well, it's like that, but like we're like that ant farm.
It sucks how some countries just been found in shitty areas. It seems like.
Yeah.
But then you can be like a nobody country. Like even if you look at like Dubai.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that big at all.
Yeah.
But just people on that motherfucker oil, motherfucker.
Exactly. And like they're able like they cloud seed once a week to make it rain once a week because they get no rain.
This guy's stupid money.
But they make it rain every week.
Stupid.
Exactly. Dumb. They built that one island stretch
stupid
out
money.
where like it looks like the flower shit.
Yeah.
Like it's fully developed now. They had a picture of it lit up. That shit is fucking.
That shit's awesome.
Beautiful.
But they were talking about how like every day it loses hella mass, and they just gotta keep filling it back up and filling it back up, and drenching and drenching and drenching.
Yeah, it's not sustainable at all.
No, it's not sustainable. It's
another thing with that whole city is like they have a lot of jungle Asians, a lot of the Vietnamese, a lot of Laotian, people from like India and like Bhutan come on over and they work. And one thing working in Dubai, you give up your passport, and they just kind of keep you there. Slave work, pretty much.
Oh fuck! That's how they built them soccer stadiums. Yeah.
Well, that you ever see that shit in Hong Kong where they still build scaffolding out of bamboo?
No way.
They still build all their scaffolding out of bamboo and like banana leaves and shit. And they're like, well, why fix it if it works?
Just seems like it takes so much longer. It's just as strong.
I think it's more efficient though.
But it takes so much longer.
I mean, I have no idea. I mean,
to tie bamboo together.
It works for them. I think they have it down now. They have special things for it.
I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't want to be on there 10 stories up on their damn bamboo, dog.
Yeah, man, you should look at that. They go up like 30 stories on some fucking bamboo.
No way.
Bamboo scaffold. Yeah. I mean, bamboo's super fucking strong.
I know, but it ain't metal.
Yeah. Oh, that is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. When I was learning some more like some shit about like the Black Plague earlier. I was watching this video and they were talking about Venice. Venice, like, it's like pretty much an island in the middle of like the water, like off of Italy. And before it, like it was what it is now, it was like a swampy lagoon. And what they did, they piled a bunch of wood logs in areas where it was needed and built on top of that shit, bro.
Huh.
They just fucking filled up this shit, like all this area with wood logs, and it just built on top of it. And that's like what most of Venice. Well, I mean, it's what a lot of Venice is now.
So it's basically built on a river. It's a dam then. It's a beaver dam.
Pretty much, it's just built on top of logs. Like that's why it's like sinking, because it's just so much weight on top of these fucking logs. Like
there's no way the logs can be the only thing still there.
They replaced some of this shit, but I mean, that was its origins though. It was
right because it's the floating city is what they call it, right?
Yeah, it was built. That's what it was built on. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just so weird thinking about it because, like, historically, like, since they were in that location, like, even after the fall of the Roman Empire, like, they were still pretty much uninvadable because you started to get there by boat. And so they were always left alone, able to like kind of like prosper on their own kind of route there, and be their own entity. Yeah,
nobody fucked with them. I wonder if you could just, that big ass, like mile of plastic that's in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go live on it?
Bigger than that.
Can you just go live on it?
Even a mile is fucking insane.
Can you just go live on it though? Like, we'll stay together.
You might be able to.
Because I seen a guy one time that was living on like a river of all plastic.
What, did he?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, he lives on a river of all plastic. He just kept building it. Every day he would just put some more bottles down there. He like would.
So he was polluting it.
he was actually helping, a lot. But like basically he would take a bag, like a sea bag,
right,
fill it up with water bottles, then shove it underneath it there.
Right.
And then like just keep shoving them underneath, and it was floating up his little house, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, he basically was collecting trash out of there and floating up on that. So I wonder if you could just theoretically do the same thing when that trash thing gets going around.
I imagine you'd be good.
You could just build a house.
I mean, if we're building
no bricks, right?
If we're building on top of wooden logs nowadays, I don't see why the fuck not.
That's just wild.
Yeah, like when they said that, I was just like,
huh?
Like what? I think they had like when they were replacing some shit, they had like some old pictures of it when they were pulling out the logs. Like it was just literally just like tightly packed. Like there was like a little water and mud in between the logs. It was just so tightly packed. And
hell of a job.
Like the water and the mud kind of like preserved the logs as well because I wasn't able to dry rot. So I was always able to like kind of like remain stable.
Hell of a job.
Yeah. Innovation. Someone was like, let's just fill this bitch up with trees. Like,
but if you just put trees that rot, we need mud.
You need to put them in the ground and build on top.
That's always scared me since I was a kid. Like even at the harbor, when you're down there at the harbor front, you walk out into that little pier.
Yeah.
And it's just like that one post that's in the middle that rocks around the pier.
Man.
You're like, how far does that go down? Or like when they build bridges, like how far did you guys go down to hit the bottom of this?
I always think of the harbor tunnel. Like that bitch is just kind of like floating in this bitch. Or
that's
what?
So sketch.
Like
but
what?
Just think about with the Key Bridge and shit. Like how far?
The Bay Bridge, like
the Bay Bridge, bro. Think about the Bay Bridge. Do you think that goes?
Bridge.
I heard that underneath the Bay Bridge, it actually wasn't that deep.
Well, I mean, like I think one that's pretty scary, actually more scary than that, is the one that China did. It's like the longest land bridge. It's like 32 miles of just continuous bridge.
That's insane.
And eventually turns into a tunnel and goes underwater.
That'll break. That's definitely gonna break.
And I'm like looking
one
at
tsunami and it'll just flood everybody.
I'm like, look at this fucking. Oh my god, big
that
water.
Just doesn't seem smart.
Big water, like
that doesn't seem smart. I ain't building on that like that far. Just think about this, like with that Bay Bridge. Let's say it's 50 feet, which I feel like is kind of conservative.
It's still pretty fucking deep.
Say it, and there's like 100. The Bay Bridge is pretty long.
Yeah.
Say there's like 100 of those, and we just put them in the fucking bottom of the fucking water, bro. And we built on top of it a road. It's kind of the dumbest shit you ever heard. It's the smartest shit you ever heard. It's kind of the dumbest shit you ever heard.
But it works, It definitely works.
It works because we ain't been here that long.
Yeah.
When was show me like a mass bridge, you know what I mean? It ain't been that long. I guarantee you more bridges are going to fall through. But like before we die, many bridges will collapse.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna see it because
that's why I love every year. Like they just repaint it.
Yeah.
They just repaint it, which helps with corrosion, but it doesn't solve it.
Every year, a study will come out. Every year, a Balmer City study will come out and be like, "Oh, it's like 50 of the 90 bridges here are defective or something."
That's all across America.
And it's like, yeah, exactly, everywhere.
You know what I didn't know is that iron literally cannot be destroyed. The only thing I can
Iron.
IRON. IRON. The metal.
Oh, iron. Okay.
Iron.
My country, I'm like, they can't be destroyed.
Iraq.
We took them out. Iran. Ireland.
No. Iron can only be. The only thing that can destroy it is its own rust.
It's Isn't
that weird?
Which is oxygen.
Right, but it's like you're a metal. Nothing's touching. It's like when there's certain metals you touch together and it'll rust. Like aluminum and steel.
And they rust.
Yeah. Like when we build the frames at work, you do like a steel. So basically you got this opening in this side of this building.
Right.
And then you got something, a frame output that's gonna get lifted by a crane and smack right into this opening. So before that, you go up there on a boom lift, a JLG, and into the wall, they got steel beams, it's made out of steel beams that go all the way across the building. We drill into them. So we drill into them, with like a L-shaped thing that comes out like this and goes like this. And then you drill those with like 4 or 5. And then when you smack the frame up in there, you do another L shape onto the frame and you put a bolt through them two. But when you do that, when you touch those two, you have to put a spacer. Because if you don't, then that bolt would just rust because steel is touching aluminum.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So from the frame to the steel that we're drilling in, that can't touch.
Right.
So we got to put a spacer in that. And that keeps that bolt from eroding over time.
Huh.
Yeah. Just that little spacer.
Chemistry is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, those two things
it's
touch.
only an inch.
Those things touch, and they're just like
if they touch those,
start rusting and oxidizing from there.
Weird.
Like
so weird.
Yeah. I mean, you've done like a chemistry class before, and no, like
basic.
Yeah,
basic ones,
exactly. We're like, you
basic
kind of mix some shit, and it just like fucking foam everywhere.
Yeah, that's always been weird.
It's like, I mean, of course you got that, but then you have those two metals touching, or like if you put a certain alkaline metal in, I forgot which one it was. There was like pure sodium. Like I think sodium's a metal, but pure sodium. You throw that
sodium.
Yeah,
sodium salt.
No, sodium chloride salt. So
really?
Yeah. So sodium itself is a metal, I believe.
And
it's an element. Yeah, sodium is an element. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an element. I might be wrong. I'm not a chemist.
Sure, sodium was.
I mean, you throw that into like water, it'll fucking explode. You know, just because it's like I don't know, because some of it's electrons. I don't know. It's just
it doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
It's like with an atom bomb or like any bomb. Like you're just exploding atoms. Like, how do you even do that? You know, how do you tell the atoms what to do when they hit?
And there are things that are naturally incompatible with each other.
Because
they'll touch things.
It always seemed like if a bomb blew up, it should just make a loud sound, but it shouldn't do damage.
Right.
I always just thought the atoms would go back out into the world. Are we harnessing atoms when we make a bomb? Are we stealing atoms from the universe when we make a bomb?
I think you take specific atoms, like those like radioactive atoms. And like, I don't even understand the workings of atom bomb. Like, is that even general knowledge where it's like, oh yeah, they just fucking smash them together?
Atom smashing, though, right? Like that's the basis.
I always thought it was atom splitting. And it just explodes.
I don't think it's atom splitting. I think it's atom smashing, but I'm not sure.
Exploding atoms, slicing them, splicing them, doing whatever. They're fucking blowing up.
Dan Carlin was talking about this one time with 2 submarines. He was saying like submarines got so good that they couldn't even detect when they were next to each other.
Yeah.
There's this one time an American one hit a Britain one.
Yeah.
And they just straight up didn't even know. And they both had like 4 nukes on a piece.
Yeah.
And you just imagine everybody on that bitch is just like,
yeah.
Thank God atoms didn't split.
One thing good thing the universe just didn't crumble right now.
Right, exactly.
But one thing with like the Royal Navy submarines, like apparently like each prime minister writes out like a list of commands in case of nuclear war, and you know I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 one of them is just to go strike back. That's the thing about submarines. Like you can't find submarines; they're fucking deadly.
Right.
So you can't find them.
That's the whole thing about them.
So they just be chilling out with like a lot of them. Like they say like I think like the USS Virginia or some shit. One of those submarines have like 24 nuclear capable missiles on board.
I did, yeah. It can even be more than that. I did learn though that the rule is you're not supposed to go within 22 nautical miles of someone's country.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be the rule.
Yeah,
because that's the big beef about with the Strait of Hormuz now.
Yeah,
like that's
who it belongs to. Yeah.
Well, it's not even the fact of that because basically Iran is saying, don't come right here.
Exactly.
But where they're saying, like, the area that they're leaving, it violates the treaty.
Exactly.
For them to come by. So they can even go where Iran ain't saying, but it still violates the international treaty.
Yeah, it's been declared an international waterway, which gives open passage.
But if you're Iran, you don't want that.
Exactly.
Because that's yours.
Exactly.
That's something you got monopolized on the world.
Yeah. Well, that and, like, they are near the port. They're near the mouth. So they control what goes inside.
What about if every country just agreed to like bomb that opposite rock on the end, not on Iran's side of the Strait of Hormuz, but like that opposite side? With every country just bomb the fuck out of it.
Made it bigger.
It was like, all right, we're never gonna be over there. Just bam with everything we got, fucking
and like,
bunker bust that bitch.
And like somehow. Like it transfers over to their side, so they get more rock land and they get less waterway, and it's immediately just kind of shifted our way.
Yeah, it's the opening of Hamas now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's our.
Yeah,
our Maz.
That could definitely be some problems, but if I'm Iran, I hear you. You know.
Oh yeah, no,
if I'm Iran and I had the Strait of Hormuz, I'd never sign the nuclear deal.
I know that their economy was struggling. They pretty much did it so they could get out of sanctions.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? You guys want to smack some sanctions? I ain't got much, but I'll put it in the Strait of Hamas. I'll put it all there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like,
so
the one thing was like they couldn't. What they say is that you couldn't sell oil. You know, they couldn't sell their oil in the international market. They couldn't sell it. They couldn't trade it to other countries. They couldn't. And be in a Middle Eastern country, that's one of your biggest fucking economic assets right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually like 60-70% of your economy, and now you're not able to use it.
I went back and got to the bottom of exactly
kind of choke them.
How these places got arms like that. It really does all start with Saudi, bro. It really does. And it's from that was the first Middle Eastern country that we made an arms deal with. And after we sold arms to them, they sold arms to other allies. And that's pretty much how all of that started.
Yeah.
We didn't even sell to all the countries. We just sold to Saudi and they kept selling basically. It
Yeah,
got to the point where like they showed these Congress videos where like people were like, stop fucking selling guns to the Saudis. You know? And like
how much more raw can you get? You know?
Yeah,
like, what do you want?
And he's up there, he's like, hey, this has been
hot button issue.
I forget the one that used to act. The president that acted that was in California and was an actor.
Oh, president that acted?
God damn it.
A president that acted?
He's a famous one. Reagan.
Oh, he was an actor.
Reagan.
You're right.
Reagan's up there and he's like, this deal has strengthened our nations for many years and we'll continue to sell arms to Saudi. And the whole time it's like $22 billion and shit like that.
Make it bad.
And as soon as they get the arms, they just sell it to their allies for more money.
Yeah.
And just keep buying. Basically, we just supplied them all.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the same thing happened with like
oh, you need more guns? We never asked. We never asked why.
And then like, you know, like as we're selling guns, like, you know, Saudi Arabia, you have like places like China and Russia selling guns to the other side, like Iran and whatnot, you know? So
you know when you're on Civ and you just you're like, I don't need that. I
have 8 guns.
I
only need 5 guns, really, realistically.
I don't need to be selling my dies anymore for undervalue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm bringing in my own currency, and you still want dies for 160. You know, 25 turns. Like, it's just not logistical.
Yeah. Making this deal work, you gotta make it worth it for us.
That was good when I was in a time of war. Okay, and I needed that to purchase.
You're Donald Trump. You're coming in now. You're just like we're working all the deals. I got screwed off.
That was a while, man. I tell you what, I listened to like
those
re-recording of like how the talk went down. He does incline people. He does definitely incline.
Like, what do you mean? Like
that this is how he does it, right? He does it in a different part of the convo, right? So when he opens that convo up. He starts with literally the first thing they talk about is how he's like congratulates the Ukrainian. The Ukrainian goes, "Oh, we should talk more." And then he goes, "Well, I think you should take a hard look at Germany." And because I think they've been very unfair to you. And then he follows that up with America's been very fair to you. We've done everything, you know, that we need. Then he leaves that behind. They talk a little chit chat for a second. And then at the end, he goes back to the Biden thing, you know, where at first he's just talking about like other shit. Then he goes to the Biden at the end and he does kind of, you know, when someone don't say something, but they imply it.
It's the implication.
It's the implication. It really is. It really is the implication. He basically inclines to like, after he says the Biden thing, like, we're all worrying a lot. We would like to get to the bottom of that. And he's like, you know, we've been very, very good to you. So if you could take care of that, we'd be happy, basically. He's implying because earlier in the convo, he brought up the aid that he had given and he's trying to take this stand of you owe me something.
Yeah.
And then he's asking for a favor that had nothing to do with, like when you're asking about the Germany thing, that's one thing. Like, all right, we got to figure out what's up with Germany. You're right there. Figure it out. But when we're asking about the Biden thing, now you're like trying to get dirt. That's all that is right there. You're trying to get dirt because that wasn't going to bring anything forward. Like, what are you going to do? End up convicting his son? That doesn't change nothing for Biden.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it might change the public opinion on him, which
does
is the
it?
thing.
People really care. They're gonna be like, what for what? Oh, was it his son? And here just keep talking about his son that died in the war.
I mean, I think as far as like, you know, because I mean, like we have.
You really are gonna sit and argue about public opinion? Because I don't think it means a fucking thing anymore.
I think it nowadays it means more.
Bro, the president
You know?
can have any public opinion. If people like him, they like him. It don't
No.
fucking matter what he does.
Oh no, 100%. But I mean,
So
like,
you find his son guilty of a war crime.
No, listen. Hold on. Let me talk. So I mean, you're also like kind of like immediately ignoring that his popularity. Like he may have a bad, approval rating or whatever, but I mean, he still got voted in. That type of thing. But with like the whole Biden scenario, when you have 13 or 11, 10 candidates for the Democratic side right now, I think because I think people after Donald Trump, especially on the Democratic side, people are looking to go and vote out Donald Trump. So I think now people have their eyes on it more than not. You know what I mean? So
I see what you mean, but to me, it's like
I think it does change
whether it gets
people's
found
opinion.
true or not true, Trump will still bring it up like it's true.
There's
So it don't
exactly.
matter. And what I'm saying is, no matter
there's
what,
there's a reason he's trying to do that though.
Trump
I mean,
could say
simple as that,
anything, dude. Trump could say anything. People are with Trump because they like Trump, not because of anything else like that. Like if they
I'm not saying Trump, I'm
was
saying Biden. It affects Biden, not Trump.
I'm saying it's the same way with people that like Biden. If you like Biden, it's like because you like Biden. Like I feel like that's not going to be a breaker for you. You know,
I think
after seeing what Trump
I
survived,
think it'll
bro,
break some people.
I think the break is very high. Obviously, you can get somebody right because like the emails kind of broke Hillary.
Yeah,
They did a lot,
Yeah.
right? But like Pocahontas,
but
Pocahontas
so did
didn't break.
DNC. The DNC shit.
Pocahontas didn't break Warren though. That like she's still going strong,
Right,
favorite
100%.
with that,
100%.
So there's certain people who are just like, this is who I'm riding with.
Yeah, 100%.
It don't matter about something done like that. It had to come out about something big.
But I mean, like for him to go and do that, there's some value to be had with that.
Like Trump's doctor pretty much came out and was like,
Anything
look,
you can use.
he didn't have bone spurs.
Anything you can use.
You know, Trump's doctor came out and said that. So pretty much we've established, we have full conviction that this guy is a war dodger.
I think Trump's following is more cult-like than Biden's. I think
Well,
Biden.
I don't know, Steve. I understand 100% what you mean,
Yeah.
but I literally think it might be the opposite because who would vote for Biden unless you're just 100% like nothing is going to change you, dude? Because how'd you even get there?
Exactly.
Like you had to go, bro, low. Like for me personally, I'm going literally 5. Like I'm going Yang, Sanders, fucking Warren, fucking Tulsi Gabbard. Like I'm going any of these bitches before I go Biden, dude. I just can't do it, bro. To me, Biden, I hate to say this about men that have accomplished 20 times more than me, but he doesn't sound like a smart dude. When you hear him talk, you're just like, this seems like literally like you just got somebody off of like a farm.
I love how you put it though, just
His accomplishments speak for themselves.
Yeah.
You know? It's like when
I don't think you get book deals for being smart.
It's like when you like on the fighting thing, like when Jeremy Stevens got poked in the eye.
shit.
You're just like, Jeremy, you're faking it, dude. This is how it should be. It's like, who am I, dude? This guy's fought 32 times, and I'm the
You
guy.
don't even know what an eye poke feels like.
Yeah, exactly. I've not been poked in the eye that hard.
Oh my god! But I mean, no, I'm not.
But
totally-
Jeremy faked it. October 15th. Knock him out. I'm just joking. Sorry, Steve.
Oh, you're all right, bro. Always manage to pull Jeremy into this bitch.
Yeah, I had to put Jeremy in there for picking that goddamn iPhone.
Is that one of Biden's sons? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
Is he fighting?
But Biden,
He's fighting this week.
Biden just
He's
gets
fighting.
tore apart. That's the thing. Listen, I'm not even saying. I
He has
don't even know
He
everybody's
has
shit.
he has the best memes going for him.
Who has the best chance though? First, Trump. Honestly,
I think it's definitely Bernie.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
It's not even close, dog.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna really say about Bernie other than he wants to give free shit away? Like, that's pretty much the main attack. Like,
Yeah.
on them other two,
And-
they have real physical attacks.
Yeah.
Like straight up the sleepy Joe Biden and the Pocahontas thing. I feel like he eats them up with that shit alone. Like, oh, Joe can't do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, he's just fucking slow. I do
Yeah.
20 times the thing. And then when Elizabeth was gonna be like, this bitch is a liar. She lies about everything. She's just like Bernie, wants to give free shit away. Like, just body her. Where
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Bernie, maybe he could get a couple in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He could get a couple in there.
Yeah. I think he definitely has the most fighting chance. Like you, I also like Yang, but I mean, he just doesn't have the following doesn't have it behind
and
him.
I'm not even saying that like he
doesn't even find it. You know.
The thing is,
Same
he
with
also,
Tulsi. Same with Tulsi. All that.
It's it's the same thing though. Of like you also don't have political experience.
Yeah.
Like you can say you don't want that, but you don't want people to play into the political corruptness, but you want them to understand the system, right?
Yeah.
Like when you get a lawyer, you don't want a corrupt lawyer, but you want a lawyer that understands corruption.
Because you still need to know how to maneuver in the
system. Yeah, like okay, what are you going to do if they do this?
You'll still get used.
Yeah,
you know,
or you're just going to lose mathematically. You're going to lose.
Like House of Cards style, where it's like the person sitting closest usually has the most power or some shit like that.
Yeah, what do you think about the Kevin Spacey and the guy? Like, what do you think about that?
I mean, apparently he pulled it out. And was like, no, but I still think it's sketch.
What wasn't that really just
2 years later? 2 years later, oh no, I'm
regardless of that, just the initial thing. Did you ever hear about the initial thing?
Yeah, with the guy
text, and he's texting his girlfriend.
Who, Spacey?
No, the guy that Spacey's trying to sexually
No, what
molest.
was that? So what was he texting his
Well, this one is the big one. You know, that was the big thing that came out, which was like he was at a golf club where I think it's like a 17-year-old kid or something, 16-year-old kid.
Iffy.
Was a cocktail waitress, I guess you would say, or a waiter.
Or maybe a caddy or something.
Whatever. No, he was a waiter because they were inside. They're at the bar.
Okay.
And basically, Kevin Spacey asked this guy to sit down. He's writing his girlfriend the entire time. Like he writes his girl, oh, Kevin Spacey asked me to have a drink with him. So this whole time is continuing. He writes his girlfriend. He's like, he's getting a little weird. He's doing some weird things. He's like, I think Kevin Spacey might be trying to like, get me drunk. And then like 10 minutes later, he's like, I'm on my 5th drink. He's putting his hand on my lap. I don't know what to do. What should I do? And the whole time his girl's like, get out of there. Ha ha ha, get out of there.
Leave.
Get out of there. And he's just like, oh, I'm getting drunk. Like he literally sends text like that, dude. He's like, I'm getting drunk. And like, that's what came out. Is basically he grabbed the dude's dick at the bar.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's texting his girl about like how he's in the situation. Kevin Spacey, ha ha, LOL. Like, if you really read it, bro, you'd be like, this kid's an idiot, dude.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry. He might have got his dick touched or not, but you're just like, bro. I'm not growing out, bro. Since I was 13, I knew you just don't let random men buy you drinks at the bar. Like, it's always, you buy a drink at the bar. You don't get me drunk at the bar.
Exactly.
Somebody buys a drink, you go, we're men.
Somebody
gets you drunk at the bar, it better be your friend.
Yeah.
If it's a stranger, you're going, are you lonely or gay?
He bought
me. Simple as that.
He bought me 4.
He bought me 4 fucking.
And then of course, usually when you get 4 in, you're not thinking this guy bought me 4 shots.
And then that guy just throws it out like answer party at my house.
Grabs your dick.
He's just like.
Just starts over the pants jerking you off, and you're just like, haha, I'm drunk.
Shot of Patron.
I'm drunk.
At this point, you're trying to black out. You're like, drink more so I can get Kevin Spacey fuck me in my ass.
I hate to make fun of the victims, but what do you do if Kevin Spacey grabs your dick?
What do you do if Kevin Spacey drives your dick?
Don't put this back on me.
I'm saying
you're in the hot seat.
If you're asking me, bro, it's like if anybody grabbed my dick, bro, like it's gonna be square up. And I'm not even like homophobic one fucking bit.
Just don't grab my fucking dick. Exactly.
Bro, don't do nothing to me. You don't do nothing to me that I didn't ask for. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Like, as weird as it sounds, there is double standards. You know what I mean? Like, there is a double standard. And if you don't like that sex and that sex comes up trying to do something like that, like, if you're a single guy, you're out there.
Right.
A girl walks up and brushes across
your balls.
Don't
grab people.
You're like, thank you. I wish you would have grabbed my balls. You know what I mean? But a dude does it, and you're like, no, we got to fight now. We have to fight. And people can say it is what it is. It's nothing to do with being gay and this guy grabbed my shit or nothing. It's a straight up pride fact of, if that guy come up and mushed you in your face, would that be okay?
Yeah,
it wouldn't be. It's the same exact thing. He's basically going, I think I can touch this guy. I can grab you by the dick and you won't do nothing. That's what that guy's saying, bro.
Well, either that or he wants your dick.
Or
he wants your dick.
If you get your dick grabbed by someone like that.
Or he just wants your fucking dick.
9 times out of 10, it's on you, man. I don't give a fuck who it is, bro. Listen, even if he's 100 times bigger than you, run. Just run. Don't sit there and have a drink with the guy. Just run. Like, that's basically what he did.
Well, also,
he was like, can't say something about dick, I'm getting another drink.
We're also thinking, like, Kevin...
Okay.
But Kevin Spacey also, he's like a 50-some-year-old man. You're not taking drinks with some 50-some-year-old man.
Listen, I think Cosby is 100% guilty.
If he came downstairs one day to a bitch in the living room and was like, take this pill. And she was like, what is it? And he was like, just take it. And you took it? Bro, come on. You know what I mean? We're not trying to blame the victim here. Of course, he still is committing a crime. But fuck, man. But I told you it was a random
Bill's
pill.
Bill Cosby's probably the best example in that one.
Why do you say that?
I mean, just because
it's well known in Hollywood what Bill did for 35 years.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Been doing it since the 80s. He made jokes about it.
But what I'm saying is that to then use Bill and be like, you happen to take it. Just like Bill's not the best example to make your argument on that side.
Obviously,
that's all
he
I'm saying.
drugged multiple
That's all I'm
bitches.
saying. Exactly.
Listen, say there was 35 bitches he drugged, and there was one bitch where that scene happened. I'm questionable towards that one. He's guilty on 35 out of 36 cases. It's one of them scenarios where you're just like, it's more than just, it's not even victim blaming. It's human blaming, bro. You know what I mean? Like if you're grown enough to make a decision for yourself. And I come up and say,
no, 100% get that.
Of course you can't say, oh, of course that person ain't supposed to do that. But there comes a point, there should be like a common sense rule. Where it should be like, of course it shouldn't be applied to everything. But like if you're 21, some dude comes up to you and he's like, you got a big dick? And you're just like, no, huh? And he's like, you need a ride somewhere? And you're like, yeah, I do need a ride, actually. Then you get a ride with that dude. He grabs you by the dick. Get out of there, dude, because you wanted your dick grabbed, dog. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, fuck. So you're saying you're not doing any pill presented by Bill Cosby, is what you're saying.
Dog, I ain't chilling with a guy like Bill Cosby, bro.
You never chill with Bill.
I don't give a fuck about celebrities, bro. I don't give a fuck about shit like that, dog.
I feel you.
If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And he's one guy like if you told me like, oh, can you smoke a blunt with Stephen A. Smith? I wouldn't want to.
Oh, fuck Stephen A.
Because it don't even fucking interest me.
Fuck Stephen A. Smith.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't fucking matter. It have to be like a cool celebrity.
Right.
And I like it because you're cool.
Exactly.
Like, I'm smoking a blunt with J. Cole. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Because I like J. Cole, not like J. Cole, the famous person.
Yeah.
It's different than that. Like that Bill Cosby, I'd be like, what am I doing? Well, I feel like this guy's probably going to fuck me, right? But no matter who it is, whether it's Bill Cosby or not. If it was anyone where you're just like, this dude's trying to give me a pill. I don't even know him. We're strangers. He's kind of being a little weird. Like, you got a spidey sense.
Bill Cosby pulls out a blunt, though. You're smoking a wood with Bill Cosby?
What am I doing at Bill Cosby's house?
You're smoking a wood with Bill Cosby.
Listen, if we're behind a bar, Bill Cosby comes up like, oh, I got fat ass wood. Yeah, let's smoke it. I'm still like,
let's go back and smoke it.
I can get myself out of a situation.
Let's get in my Rolls Royce and smoke it.
If he's like, look, you want to go back to my house for an after party? I got some e-pills. No, Bill Cosby, bro. That just don't even sound right, though. No. That don't even sound right. Now, I'm like, Travis Barker was like, hey, you want to go to my place? I got some e-pills. I'm like, yes, Travis.
Let's go.
You seem like you know
Let's go, Travis.
Yeah. And that's the point where if he fucking touches my dick, you don't got to file no charges on me because I'm guilty. I went back to Travis Barker's. I thought Travis Barker would do e-pills.
I thought he was
He grabbed me by the dick. Hey. I
came for Travis Barker to
I got
e-pills.
myself here. It's just like, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense at least.
Like, if you want to, you can pitch someone and be like, you want to do e-pills with Travis Barker?
I'm like, Steve, Travis Barker offers you e-pills after fucking, H2O and Ocean City, you're going to go with him, right? But if I was like, bro, if Bill Cosby offered you some e-pills, you'd be like, what? Like,
I mean, like you said no, right? Yeah. What do you mean I said no?
Like, get the fuck out of here, Bill. Like, you get that.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be saying like, bro, I almost swung on him.
It's just, yeah, exactly. Where it's just like, and it's not even the fact that he's old. It's just like a couple people like that.
It's just that Bill Cosby offered me some motherfucking e-pills. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, like let's say, like, I don't know. It's just certain people that don't. Like, if John Harbaugh's like, you want to do some acid? It's like, John, you don't look like the type. You do some acid. I'll see how it goes, and I'll judge you. You know what I mean? If it looks like a clear go, then I'll do some acid.
Exactly.
At that point. But when someone don't, what they say, like when something's too good to be true, it usually is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
Doing acid with John Harbaugh is probably too good to be true.
This dude probably wants catching me too. Like, this guy wants.
But same thing. We'll go for like. To me, that falls on the line with Travis Barker. We'll be like, you can make the argument. You got to be down to go, but you'd be sitting there like, why would Travis Barker want me to go back and do e-pills with him?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is in a simple court style. If I told you, look, I went back with John Harbaugh. I had no idea he was going to touch my dick. That one's just not as believable to me because
Exactly.
you're like, bro, it was John Harbaugh, dude.
Like,
You know,
he might.
but then I'm like, look, I had
He's
no
someone.
idea. If you're a judge and I'm like, look, I had no idea that Travis Barker was going to touch my dick.
I feel you.
That's one where you literally would be like, yeah, I wouldn't
He
think
really,
he really
liked the sound of your drum. He liked the beat of your drum, kid.
He was like, Travis, really?
He really enjoyed the cut of your jib.
It's just something about it. It don't go together.
But it's like, what was the?
But in most cases, of course, the person that did it is always guilty. I'm just saying, in my personal case, it's a little bit understanding.
Especially something along those lines where it's like, oh, you took it.
Listen, this might not be the popular thing to say, but there's literally girls who can.
That's usually something you say right before you say something pretty unpopular.
I'm gonna say it. But there is girls out here. You know some dirty bitches, Steve. Like, we personally know some dirty bitches. If they had,
don't put them in my circle.
If they had the chance, we've known some. If they had a chance where it's like, I ain't gonna say that anyone wants to get raped. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, obviously, I'm not trying to say that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying too. But it's like, if they know, like, it's like, say someone gave them, like, okay, say you're a stripper, right?
Right.
And Bill Cosby comes in, and like everybody's like, look. Here do that, but he likes to hit bitches. You know what I mean? Like, he's not weird at that point, but like he's not gonna rape you, right? But like if he'll pay you to fuck you, but he likes to hit you. He likes to be violent when he does it, right? And then you go and have sex with that person willingly. Like, he pays you to have sex with that, and you go and you're fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you've got a choke mark or a slap mark on your face, a little bruising on your cheek, and you're like, yeah, I didn't know it'd be like that. It's like, well, someone gave you the heads up in the instant.
Well, then you get caught, and then you're a victim of human trafficking.
That's an entirely different situation. But
I'm just saying say
he's at the money range.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
he could be somewhere illegal.
You get busted, then you're just like, I'm a human trafficker. Yes.
Yeah, that's always your excuse.
Just get out. It's like,
that's always the best way out.
I've been trafficked.
Oh yeah, I've been trafficked.
Popping traffic.
FBI traffic right away. But that's all I'm trying to say is that, like, if you have with the Weinstein thing, right? Like with the Weinstein
there
thing.
was at one point where Courtney Love was like, what's some advice you give young actors?
It was literally out there.
Don't go back. Exactly.
Courtney said it. Megan Fox had mentioned things about it. Mary Jane from Spider-Man had mentioned things about it. This had been it was in his contract.
Yeah.
Sexual assault was in his contract of what he would be fined. If it's going around Hollywood for 20 to 30 years, and you go like, I know bad things have been said, but I really want to be the woman in Transformers.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's been a decade.
Bro, that reminds me of there was a
Courtney Love told you, dude. Why would Courtney Love lie?
There was a recent dude on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was like the dude like Stig Norman or something, or like Stig Russell or something, and his band. At one point, he was talking about like how he was in a part of like this Christian Catholic youth camp or some shit, and everyone knew that the pastor, like, it was like known that like he's iffy, but like he would always take kids out onto his boat, and the kids would always want to go out in the boat, but they always knew about it. They'd be like, if you put yourself in that situation, we would just make fun of you. Like, you know, it's like,
I for some reason I remember that.
He was talking about how, like, you know, one of his buddies like was the first to get, like, everyone got on jet skis, and then he would try and wrestle you. so you always waited.
This was not this guy, bro.
So you waited.
This is a previous podcast.
So you waited.
I watched this.
It might be old.
Yeah, it's an older one. I'm telling you.
It's like, so
I remember
you always waited to put on your skis because you wouldn't be able to run away with skis.
It was one of his comedians. Yeah, it was one of his
I forget who it was, bro.
It was one of his comedians. Remember? Because Joe's even like, wow, why are you talking so open about this? And he's like, well, it is what everybody knew. You know what I mean?
Everyone knew this.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And if you got put in a position where you got, we would just make fun of
it. It was one of the white comedians that he had on there.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
White up and coming.
I might have mixed them up because it was one of like the JRE clips. It was on the JRE clips, so like.
It definitely wasn't the last one you're talking about. Like, that had definitely already happened. But that brings me back to the CK thing. Remember the CK? He's like,
yeah.
He's like, every neighborhood had a child molester we all knew about.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. Just stay away from Mr. John. You know, like, just if you went around there, it was like, oh, well, that's what he does.
Yeah, Mr. John.
Yeah. That's what we all know. I told you. What are you doing by there? Yes.
It's weird because, like,
now if he goes up and chloroforms a little kid,
different.
Well, little kid, period. Different.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But he chloroforms.
Let's
an
be
18-year-old.
clear, okay? Of course,
Yeah.
for the Garys out there, let's be clear. Like
He goes up and chloroforms an 18-year-old. You're like, well, no matter what, that's rape.
Exactly. But you decided to go hang on his porch with him and go in his house.
You went to dinner alone with Mr. John? Like,
He chloroforms people at dinner. That's what
you're literally your
that's
grandmother.
what everyone says.
Your grandmom's the one that taught us this, Steve. Like,
Like
your grandma told us he chloroforms people.
That's everyone. You specifically have to go to to the guy to get chloroform. To avoid that, you don't get chloroformed. Like, but you went to dinner with him and got chloroform.
How was the food? Was it worth it?
I don't know. I got chloroformed.
Everyone says hell of a shit.
But you don't remember it because you got chloroformed. I have no idea. Passed out. No idea.
Chloroform's a weird thing, ain't it?
4 to 5 stars. I passed out.
I love that one. It was like, I forget what it was. It was just like
Worst
comes up,
Yelp
like,
review ever.
what's this napkin smell like?
Yeah. Oh, what's this smell like? Oh,
Yeah. Is it really that easy? I wonder if it's really that
oh,
quick.
it's literally 2 seconds. You
It's
go
2
out. Apparently.
seconds?
Yeah.
You've been chloroformed?
It's that intense now.
You just see it on movies, right? Like me?
Have I?
And now you just talk scientific fact?
I've seen.
It's that quick. I've seen James Bond. No, it's like that in every movie.
You've never seen that movie? You've never seen it?
They wouldn't do that in every movie if it wasn't true.
Yeah, like
every time people use chloroform, it never takes a long time.
come on.
It's 2
Come on.
seconds.
And they ask you how it smells, like, then you go out.
You've seen a couple times in a couple movies, like somebody pops up in the back seat and it's just like,
But
they didn't even get their hand around yet, and the person's like,
But normally, from what I see, like the reason it's so quick is because you usually start panicking, and then it's just like you take some deep
It
breaths.
seems like we should do some chloroform bombs, right?
Not
in
bombs.
warfare. In warfare, just chloroform them.
Well, I think
Did you see that thing,
exposure
like-
over time kills you.
They were talking about that before of like,
You don't want to chloroform people
when Joe and Eddie,
because it's chlorine gas. Like
that's what it is on that to me. When Joe and Eddie was on Alex Jones' show, they were talking about how like it was real fact that like the U.S. Army was thinking about using a gay bomb, bro.
a gay bomb,
bro, on the Middle East.
a gay bomb.
Because you know, like how straight up that's just like you don't do that over in the Middle East. You know, that's death.
What drop gay bombs?
They were like be gay.
I know.
They were looking at the literally,
of course,
yeah,
not
they
drop gay bombs.
they were looking how to literally invent a gay bomb, bro, turn people gay. But they were talking about it, so it's like
I think that's fucking hilarious because like
we just dropped fucking what and like
I just
what is it?
imagine the most decorated
What the fuck is it?
Pentagon general, literally just bars and bars and stars and stars. He's just like, look, hear me out.
Estrogen bomb.
We gay bomb those bitches.
See, I pictured on the opposite side, where it's just like the most hardest fucking ISIS general gets hit by a gay bomb, and all of a sudden he's just like, "Party night." He's gay. Why don't it kill you?
And it's like,
how does it not kill you when it turns you gay?
and of course it turns you that like very like stereotypical gay.
Yeah, it's so
Whereas
stereotypical.
like, oh, my girlfriends are here.
You do
Like,
it.
oh, my girlfriends are here.
They all got AKs and shit.
We're gonna wrap each other's hair.
It's so funny because like as soon as I did this, like you know.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
you
just,
knew,
you're just like
stereotypical gay.
God.
Hardcore gay.
Hardcore
Feminine
feminine gay.
gay.
You're talking like straight like gay, like gay.
I'll tell you what about a gay man. I find gay men funny. Gay men have a harsh sense of humor, but I don't like you know how you got that gay man that's like, oh man, he's gay man funny. Like he's just like you're like
been there, done that, girlfriend. Like
yeah, exactly.
we mentioned us like
yeah,
we talk about sex
you can
stories.
say that again.
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like not that.
Or like just saying sex stories. Like he's like I was messing with this virgin. Like had trouble putting it in. And he's like been there. Like it's like
Exactly. Not that.
Yeah.
But like gay guys, I feel like have a super harsh sense of humor that I
Yeah.
can flow with.
Yeah.
Of like where like they just say something like somebody else will say something and it just be like sounds like a junkie. Something like that. You know what I mean? You're just like, yeah, no, it's like always, bro. I'm telling you, I'm dying laughing at gay guys, bro. They got another harsh sense of humor, man.
Yeah.
It seems to come with it, but of course you always got like
not even gay men, like you even have like gay women, like they also have that harsh sense of humor too.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, where it's like
I trust me, I know.
They sneak you.
Yeah.
It's just like
I tell you what got on my nerves so much the other day. I went to bingo with Kay and their aunt and shit. And we're playing bingo, bro. And like, these people are they're rowing the thing. They're having the thing. It's like this one blonde hair lady, bro, made literally like 15 ball jokes. We're like, just every time the lady's moving the ball, she's like, got this balls going again. And like you can tell she's like with this older guy that got money.
She's a regular.
He's fake laughing.
And she's a regular.
He's just trying to smash that night, And she's just making like so many ball jokes, bro. Like every time there's ball calls, he's like, "Can you handle them balls?" And you're just like,
at what point am I just like,
does someone hit her?
If I'm taking my dates to bingo halls, at what point am I?
Well, this isn't a bingo hall. This is a bar that does bingo like on Monday night.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's better.
It's actually pretty fun. I can't even lie.
I like bingo.
I don't like going every
I like bingo.
week.
I just imagine a bingo hall.
There's big money too.
Because bingo halls, like that was.
Now, I've been to bingo halls. I don't like the vibe of those.
Oh,
People be in bingo halls with like 10 computers playing for them.
Regulars, just like.
I don't like that. I like to know that my seniors can make a mistake. That ups my chances
of making house money back.
Yeah, exactly. But like literally, I've been in that bingo spot probably like 6 times, bro. I want to say like this specific girl won the big jackpot like 5 times. Yeah, it's weird.
How are you good at bingo?
It's. I think she just purchases a lot
of tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point,
you would think
the odds have to come in your favor.
I don't go every week, so I'm sure it changes. But like when I
go, lose on those big ones.
I needed one number, dude. I needed one number to win $300 yesterday.
Seems like you're always there. You're just like,
yeah. And literally, they call like 3 of them. And I'm just like,
I-70.
No.
I-32.
No. And then you're just like, I literally need it to be like the next one. They call another one, she wins. I'm just like, ugh. It gets sick to my stomach a little bit, dude. You're just like, ah. And the thing is, like, the way my mind works, like, I don't even care. That's the thing. Like, I was trying to explain this to my sister the other day. Where it's like, I get salty when I lose something like that. It's not because I have to win everything. It's because like I was gonna take that 300 and straight up split it up at the table.
Yeah,
like, I was gonna give 75 to everybody, pay for the bill.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It would have been a nice thing. I ain't even supposed to be here. I wasn't even supposed to come. I just ended up going. Once you were like, you were like, I can't make it. I'm like, all right, let's get it. I'll get some bingo in. I'm like, if I'd have won, it'd have been nice to pay for everybody's bill and just give everybody some money. And
maybe get a couple extra drinks, get that extra app or 2.
Exactly.
Just really enjoy it.
Yeah. So like when I win something like that, like I'm not like, because the other day I'm sitting down with my sister and like I was talking about like I never really win raffles. Like I've never really won a raffle in my life. And I was talking about how like at this point, every time I lose a raffle, I'm a little salty. Because I'm just like, man, I just want to win one random thing like that. I just want to be randomly chosen.
I remember we had
time.
Our friend Kurt. He like won a fucking big ass TV.
Yeah,
his work raffle.
I know so many people that have hit.
I'm sitting there, I'm like,
said that.
My sister's baby's due in December, and they're like, yeah, that's why we're hoping for a Sagittarius. We don't want a Capricorn. Basically, I was like, man, it's like it hit me. I'm like, wow, you really think that my want to win is that bad, huh? Because I've always seen it as like a thing, but I've never seen it to like I would never like me and you were playing to win $1,000. I would never feel bad if you won $1,000.
Right.
I don't want a stranger to win $1,000. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I'm thinking about winning $1,000, I'm thinking, oh well, Steve's with me. Oh man, we're gonna go get some food after this, bro. We're going to fucking Kobe or something.
We're going to enjoy some shit. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm thinking what I can do for other people with
exactly,
that money.
100%.
Or like if I say I'm at just a fucking baby shower and I win a fucking nail kit. All right, well here's my sister. Here, okay. It feels good, like, to just do things like that. It's not necessarily about me winning. Like, when I feel like it's about me winning, it's physical things. Like, I'm competing against another
show
male.
You're better.
Not even show I'm better, but it's just like, this is what, it's the fire. It feels good to have that fire in you sometimes.
Right,
we're playing one-on-one basketball.
Right.
It just feels good to go like,
some people will get that fire in bingo.
Some people definitely do.
Can you imagine?
What I mean? And I like, in that case, it's like, I just want to win. That's not going to make or break me. I'm salty because I want to be chosen. It doesn't hurt me as if you beat me in a physical thing.
Exactly. You didn't.
That's where it's bad for me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's something different.
I'm going to want that back.
Yeah. I mean, you're never you may play the raffle, but you're never always outwardly salty or anything because of it,
means. Not by any means,
And it's like, it's more like you're saying that, you're like, even when you did lose a raffle, you didn't feel salty. You were just like, huh. Another one didn't win, huh? You know, like it wasn't even like you were really salty. You know? Just like,
and I got into this
you're
big
just
thing.
kind of saying it, you know.
I was like, well, you guys are begging for a beta, so if you want one, you can have one. I was doing like that, but I was going to the fact where I was like, you know, I talked to you and Chas about it, where it's like, you know, like I talk about it with my kids, like I don't care what you are, just want you to give 100% effort, 110% effort, you know. So that's always there, no matter what. But I've never been a fan of you tried your hardest, it's okay. I've never liked that. My thing has always been I tried my hardest today.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing. I'll tell you,
right?
I
Yeah,
can live with that. I can go, you beat me today. I tried. I gave it everything I had today, and I did not win. You were the better man today. I've never been the guy that goes, you're the better man.
Right.
It's never like that. And that's where you go, oh, you gave it 100. You gave it your best effort. Oh, okay. Then that's good. No, that's not good. Something comes along with that. It's the fact of going, I bet if I keep giving 100%, I'll get them once. That's when it comes to that next level. That's the next level gene imprint into the hustle mentality of going, I can lose 99 times. I got better each time.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to beat this. I'm going to beat this.
It's not
instead of just going, oh, I gave it my best. I'll never be as good as him. I hate people like that.
It's not that you tried your best, but it's that you continue to keep trying to keep trying your best.
Keep going for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael Phelps beat me 100 times in races. 101, I'm still going to think,
I got him this time.
It might not even be that, Steve, right?
I got him this time.
It might not even be that. But it'll be, I bet I'm a half a second faster than I was the 99th time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about beating myself again. You keep beating yourself. Next thing you know, you beat your opponent.
Right.
That's just how it goes. Like that. Set that next limit for yourself. That's what I want to hear.
Right. Exactly. Then you just,
I gave my best that time.
That was beautiful, man.
Thank you. You gave your best that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Tomorrow you're coming harder and stronger.
And maybe I didn't even beat him. Maybe I didn't even beat him.
Maybe
I beat myself.
Maybe I never
beat I'm better.
Maybe Michael Phelps will always be faster than me. For 50 years, we'll race 100 times a year, and he beats me 50,000 times. I'm fucking the second fastest swimmer in the world at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was
who's beating me then besides Mike Phelps at this point?
That was one cool thing was like I remember like a while ago in the Olympics, like Michael Phelps took a picture with like a 6-year-old or some shit. And like a couple years later, like it's a 16-year-old beat him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
awesome.
one day I took a picture with when he was younger back in Olympic
camp. That with Daniel Jones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he ate the Eli jersey.
Yeah.
But you know what that brings me into? Another picture I want to get. That makes me think about is that
one?
picture with Michael Phelps. Remember where he's the person that he's going against is looking over at him, and he's looking straight. I don't know if you ever seen that video. It's like from this end. The guy that's next to him is looking over at Phelps to like see where he's at, and Phelps is just looking straight. And on the picture, it always says on there, you know, losers look at their competitions, winners look forward. Basically,
right?
It's like, you know, Michael Phelps ain't worried about how close that guy is. He knows if I do my best, I win. Simple as that. That guy goes, how good's Phelps doing?
Oh,
is he above him?
Exactly. Yeah.
And just that little hair of looking over, you lost that hair. You could lose by a hair now.
Exactly. You just
by giving him that. But I love that picture, man, because it shows like, what do winners look at?
Forward.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They look at the finish.
Yeah.
I do this, I win.
Which people will look at like shit like that and they'll be like a corny, cheesy. But I mean, it's like, how much? I mean, it's like, how many times can you say the same thing before you say this? This is still a fucking.
That was for a gold medal.
Exactly.
What you know? That's what I'm saying. Like that. That was for a gold medal.
It's still an awesome picture. It's still a great way to think about things. You know, we're sitting here just like, I mean, it's an awesome way to think about it. It's not one of those motivational posters you have hanging in your office. You know what I mean? Well, now it probably is.
Yeah.
Now it probably is. But I mean, it's still a beautiful moment and a beautiful saying about competition.
Uh-huh.
And about just, you know.
They catch it live like that.
Yeah.
You know, they catch the
you
perfect
see
angle.
It on one of the highest stages.
He's directly looking over.
One of the highest stages.
He knows I got a second to look over. And he looks over.
Top stage.
Phelps knows I got a second to look over. And he doesn't.
Yeah.
He goes harder.
Yeah. Is he
Shout out to Mike Phelps.
I don't got that second.
We gotta get Mike Phelps on the show. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Come homegrown podcast. Come on down.
That'd be so awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We need a fucking bomb.
We need a fucking long.
That's a guy I would want to do like some ecstasy with.
Yeah.
Even though he could also pass for a rapist. He got some rapist look.
I think he
also might be cool.
I think he falls more in the line of being like you get in and you just have a fucking insane night where you come back and you're just like,
Do you remember James Dean from middle school? Name dropping.
James.
Remember
Dean.
James Dean used to always have the bruises on his arm from playing football. He came like mid-year, and I think it was you that brought him over to the lunch table. He had short hair.
See, I
He's
always
a white,
I get people mixed
white
up.
boy.
Wait, they kind of like Tom. They kind of
Not
like
too
that.
much,
No,
though. Well, it ain't
nah.
gonna work now, Jerome. I thought you would
Yeah.
remember him. That's weird
Yeah,
that you don't.
it's-
I
I
think
don't
you
know.
brought him over to the table.
'Cause I
bro.
mix up people's faces all the time.
But I just
especially
remember,
from the past.
for some reason, he reminds me of Mike Phelps. It's like a guy that I could never get a read on. That's what it was. I was like, always like, who? Because I remember he used to always come with these bruises on his forearms. And he would be like, oh, yeah, I played football. I played offensive line, and it's from helmets hitting me. I used to always look at him like, you don't look like a football player.
Right.
So he used to always think he got abused at home.
Yeah.
But I never knew. Because if you were an offensive lineman, that would make sense.
Exactly. You are literally
Yeah.
smashing.
And he ended up
helmets all
leaving
day.
school. He ended up leaving school to go to Ohio to play for a good high school team. Is what he told us.
Huh.
I can't believe I remember this guy.
I mean, of course, it's like. I mean, I feel like I've had like
He's the one I
multiple
told you about him
people
before.
in my past be like,
He's
oh,
the one that
leaving,
threw the grape
I'm
juice.
going to this awesome football school. See ya. And
Multiple
dipped
people
out.
told you that?
I've heard that from a lot of people where it's like, see ya.
I've
Just
never heard
seen
that
him
from pretty
again.
much anybody else.
Never seen him again.
Yeah, I remember that like with Kennard from elementary. Everybody was like, yeah, he moved in with his coach.
Yeah.
Remember that was the thing? He was like,
Yeah.
he's going pro.
Yeah, he's going hard.
Yeah.
He's going hard. And it's like,
He's getting huge. It's like, he's going pro.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going pro.
it's wild to see so many people not go pro, man.
Oh, it's sad, ain't it?
I literally see so many people in Baltimore like get ready to go. You know one name out there. That's like Tavon Austin. Like he's not even like top.
Well,
of
you
the guy,
can
but
name a
he's
lot
still
of
in it.
people throughout history, but yeah.
Of course, but I mean like right now.
Of like right here, too. Especially like right here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It just shows how few people make it, man.
And it's sad when you see them people with the talent that can't stay committed.
Exactly.
You
So
know
they
what I
come in and
mean?
like follow the wrong path or just
like
like
a-
don't work hard, you know.
Or
just-
even like a Burfus, the guy that got suspended for the year.
Yep,
Like
yep.
that guy, like everybody in the world, every team he's ever been on, they said he's a great teammate. They said he's the guy you want on your team and not on the other. But it's because he's a dirty player. You know what I mean? And he's going out there and he's hurting people.
Right.
He's literally trying to hurt people. It's just not respectable. You know what I mean? It's just not respectable in that form.
Yeah, exactly. You're not playing your position good. You're doing dirty tricks.
Did you
to
see
hurt
the hit
people.
that he did? That got
No,
him
I
suspended
didn't.
for the year?
No, I didn't.
Tight end Jack Doyle for the Colts catches
It
the
was
ball.
multiple hits, wasn't it?
Well, this is like his 12th time he's had a problem.
Exactly,
He tried
yeah.
to hurt Cam
It's
Newton.
repeat offending. Yeah.
He made Antonio Brown
It's
go
like,
unconscious.
Same thing with like
He
Sue.
tore Le'Veon Bell's.
Sue.
Yeah, but even Sue kind of straightened out a little bit. He kind of got it together a little bit. This guy's still doing shit. So basically, Jack Doyle's basically on his knees on the catch. He just comes up helmet to helmet. Wow.
Clean hit.
Fucking rocks him, dude.
Clean hit.
The worst part about it is after he gets injected, he's smiling. As he's jogging off the field, he's smiling and blowing kisses to the fans.
Who births it?
Yeah.
Or?
The guy that got ejected. He's
I
just
thought
like,
they said injected. I was like, did they hit him with that nose shit?
no, he got ejected. And you're just like,
I was like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that nose shit
Wow.
anymore.
it's like this guy should never be allowed to play again for sure.
Exactly. Like you feel good about that hit you just laid out on that guy.
Piece of shit, dude.
Like I mean, like you see it all the time where like you see people genuinely concerned for other players' safety. I mean, maybe that's just what they're showing on the sideline. But I think at the end of the day, people do really care, especially like you see someone get knocked out. You know,
Well,
I don't
like
think
Pat
anybody wants that.
Pat McAfee was saying that, like, even if, like, say you're a teammate of Burford's, like he's on your team. Well, you're friends with other people in the league too.
Yeah.
What if he does that to one of your friends?
Exactly.
You're going against the Raiders. Jack Doyle's your best friend, and he fucking concusses him. He can't play.
Exactly.
The worst I always fell for was Dennis Pitta, because it happened by his own teammate.
Where
It was
the guy rocked him.
it was that guy It was like an African name. He played safety for us for like 2 years. I can't remember his name, but it was in practice off season, getting ready for the season. He just cracked him full speed in his hip, and that broke his hip.
Oh, that's what did it. So I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, in practice.
That's fucked up.
And then once you break your hip, you're more likely to break it
Yeah.
again. It's a thing that doesn't get stronger.
Yeah.
So then that's why the second time happened too. Dislocated his hip the second time because basically that had already happened to him, and it all came from his teammate hitting him.
That's a damn fucking shame.
And his teammate's just like, look, I was just trying to make the team, man. I'm not trying to hurt obviously my own guys, but he just cracked him in that hip full speed.
Sure got cut anyway.
And Dennis Pitta don't look like he did. Dennis Pitta don't look like the
You guys ring though. So
He don't look like the most athletic guy in the world that can take a shot like
No,
that.
but he was always out there just taking him down.
Yeah, well, that's because Joe will throw it to him on an 8-yard curl route with 3 guys coming at him.
Oh, over the middle.
That's what you like. That's like T.O. used to always say that. He's like, look, if a quarterback like you, he ain't gonna throw you into a hit. And he's like, when he was talking about like, I'm tired of writing these slants. That's what Randy used to say too. He's like, tired of writing these slants like this over and over. People are just the safeties just waiting for me to get the ball so they can hit me as hard as they can and try to hurt me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just giving me that ball because I'm open. Well, I'm open because they want to hit me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're like, give him 6 yards. We're gonna hit him in his fucking head.
He'll drop the ball.
He ain't gonna
he'll
play.
get hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or he gets the catch and he's hurt.
Randy's just like, set me straight.
Deep. I'm jumping up on everybody.
Deep post. That's all I do. It's why a lot of people knew that, and he still was just mossing people. It's like literally a moss. Like
yeah, he
that,
would just jump up over top of you.
Since you were a kid, you knew, you mossed them.
Yeah.
That's no other player ever.
It was treated like a crossover where like, oh, you got mossed.
Yeah. Yeah, he mossed the fuck out of
Moss. You like crossed, you got mossed.
Yeah, you got mossed, dog.
And anybody tells you a football story, just be like, I was going down. He was guarding me man to man. Him with a double step came back.
Moss his ass.
One-handed.
One-handed backwards.
One-handed.
Because it just goes so good. Like you couldn't say like back and dumb. You know what I mean? It don't even work. Like I back and dumb, bro. It don't even make sense.
Or rice them.
It don't even work.
No.
Rice them.
No.
Yeah, kind of weak, But you're like, I mossed them. You're like
Sanders them or whatever. No, it
yeah.
doesn't work. You mossed.
Mossed them.
You got mossed with your dumb ass. Little dumb swirly dumb
better play
ass,
better.
Boy. Got straight mossed this. But it's also like that was like nationwide slang.
You think football will always be around?
Yeah. I think so. I think people love football too fucking much.
What if like we eventually test a generation of players, 95% got CTE. It is wrecked.
Well, I guess you can't make a strong argument for football then.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much what happens in boxing.
But if you want to play,
like, there's some people in boxing, bro.
That's what it's about, man. If you want to play,
yeah. Well, if you sign it, you sign it,
and
right?
I'm sorry, but like,
it's kind of
also getting played. Like,
it's the victim blaming thing.
If they're sitting here and they're like, and it's right.
You're like, look, you can get concussed. He's like, I want to play. You're like, if you get concussed, don't sue then.
500,000.
Yeah.
You're only guaranteed 250.
I was watching this thing about how like in the 80s there was like a 10-year span where some people kicked barefooted and they were showing like their foots, bro, their feet
mangled.
Bro, they're fucking huge.
They're just straight swollen,
swole
bro.
like a bitch.
But like that makes them better to kick because you get more surface
Some
area.
of them boxers though, man, when they talk, like you don't even know what they're saying. There's like even like Floyd Mayweather Sr. Like even when he talks, it's like it's like you can't even. They call it punchy. Like he's punch drunk.
Sugar Ray, he's real.
Sugar Ray's pretty good. He got a little bit to him, but he's pretty good.
There's another guy.
He only got knocked out 3 times.
There's another guy who he's talking about his story. I might be mixing them up. I always do that too. But he's very clear, man. I forgot what his name was, man. But he's super clear. No damage at all.
There's plenty of people that are doing it now. You know,
yeah.
Hearn,
they realize
Hearn was one. You know, now it's Andre Ward. He's like the most famous case now.
Well, now you realize the fucking damage that you could take from getting all those knockouts, just going ham with somebody.
It's crazy when Andre Ward was talking about he went undefeated, like 33-0. He said he couldn't throw his right hand because it always felt like it was going to come out. He got a shoulder tear that he never got taken care of.
That's surprising. So
he pretty much beat everybody left-handed. And when you rewatch his fights, you see it. It's like 90% lefts.
And no one can ever pin it. They're like, there's just something off about this guy.
But he's just so good with his left.
I can't put my finger up, but there's something off about the guy.
Won a gold medal with his left.
Attack the right, I guess. And there's just like, you just get pieced up with a mean left.
He's not afraid to hit you with the right still. It's still got something to it. But he said like when he threw it, it felt like it had no power.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
That's probably
when he was a kid, when he was a teenager, he tore it, and the doctor he went to said it would heal on its own, no surgery.
I remember there was
so they got no surgery and never healed.
It was remember Mr. Ed from the Rec? I remember he told a story when he was to like coach like the Greek basketball girls league around here. There used to be a girl that would like pop her shoulder probably once a game, and he'd always go over there and just like help her put it back in real quick.
Oh my god!
I was like, once a game?
No, that needs what? That needs some surgery or something.
What are you talking about? He just comes out of its socket and you just jam it back in there. Like, you probably shouldn't be playing. It's like, no, it just happens. I'm like, what? And this is me being 12. I'm like, it happens. Maybe you shod stop it from happening.
Yeah,
like I
something
mean,
right here. Maybe she needs to stop doing that.
yeah, exactly. Maybe she just needs to become left-handed.
My
Like,
uncle, like back in the day, like probably about 10 years ago now, got into a bar fight with my aunt, down there in the corner, down knocking Halliburton, that bar right there.
Nice.
Big ass dude come up, bro. Said he thought he was gonna whoop his ass. Dude grabbed the fucking pool stick. And when came up, like when my uncle came up to fight him, he just fucking hit him in his shoulder, bro. Full fucking power with the
Crack that bitch on him.
Cracked it, bro. And
one of those classic.
his entire bone, like he dislocated his shit when he hit it. Well, he just popped it back in. He never got it fixed. So it's like a big ass bump right here. That's just huge. Bro, this guy is weird, man. He never even got a check. He got some insurance too, and he won't go get it looked at.
Fucked up shoulder. Get that shit checked out, bro.
Let me tell you a real thing about all that you're really going to want to know, dog. This is like,
it goes deeper.
he takes pride in this, right? And my aunt too.
Okay.
My aunt broke my uncle's dick. Yes. Literally, I don't know if you guys know it's a real thing. My aunt broke my uncle's dick, and he loved talking about it.
Because Dennis Rodman, like, he supposedly broke his dick 3 times.
Well, apparently my aunt's on top of him, just riding like crazy drunk. Next thing you know, they hear the.
And they told you the story.
Yes, they tell everyone, bro. If they were here right now, they would tell you.
I'm riding that shit like crazy.
They love talking about it. So she gets a little embarrassed, but he just laughs about it. Here's the thing. He never got surgery to fix it, bro. So his dick is still crooked. Literally, erectile dysfunction. It hurts when he comes, he said. But he literally just don't want nobody working on his dick. So now he got a blown out shoulder with a huge bump and a broken dick.
I was hoping you just followed it up with blown out dick.
Blown out dick,
yeah,
bro.
blown out fucking dick.
And he won't go get it fixed. He said it hurts when he comes. How could you even?
That sounds miserable.
Yeah, and you got insurance.
Right, just fix your dick.
Just let him get through the surgery. I understand nobody wants their dick cut.
Bro, they might straighten out. You might have an extra inch now.
Yeah, bro.
I
doubt you got extra right now with a curve to it.
Exactly. I think you're losing out. Plus, it hurts when you come. Do you even want to fuck?
You see some of those porns where guys are like the hugest curve ever. There's like a huge curve in their dick. You're just like, wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine dealing with that, But I guess if you got like a huge dick, you're just like, whatever. You got
a dick, whatever.
12-inch dick, it's a little curve. You're like, yeah.
Gravity.
Curve.
This is how it's supposed to work.
Curve.
This is how it's supposed to work.
Like, you see some guys in there, average dick, mean curve. You're like, that's a tough life. That's a tough life, dude. Maybe you can hit some angles now. Like you could really get a good angle. Like you're definitely hitting walls.
You might be able to come in somewhere.
How
and just
could
be
you
like,
not hit a wall?
Hit that G-spot style like shit. You just hit that one spot just because you're, and then like everyone's just like, look, his dick hits that one spot. He gets that like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they literally hit your G-spot.
Like you see some of those like
you know
curved
that, like
ones,
ever
like
since he was a kid though, he's been trying to straighten out his dick. Like you're trying to like bend it and straighten it out,
and until it hurts,
and it just hurts.
No.
Yeah, it just hurts.
He'll probably take it in his waistband a different way and be like, no, this hurts.
Yeah. It's weird because he could probably have a big dick and still be embarrassed to show it to women. He just don't know how a woman's going to take it.
Just like,
you're just like, oh, man, what if she's weirded out about it?
Yeah.
Probably just real subconscious.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you got a big dick.
Exactly. When the first time whipping
if anyone gets a crooked dick and wants to talk about it, get on here.
The first time whipping your dick out, you're never sure. Because you read shit like, oh yeah, 6 is average, and you're like, you're sitting there like, all right, well, cool, I'm good, and then you're just like, well, you might whip out, she might be like, that bitch is little or something. You're just like, you never know until you whip it out.
I think even like the biggest dicks probably still have thought about that.
Yeah.
When they first whip it out, it's like, well, if you had bigger, and then they got like a 12-inch dick, and it's like, well, what if she had bigger? She's like bigger.
Is she at 13? Like,
or maybe at that point we're just like, what if you like small?
What if he was just really girthy? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Wait, what if he was all balls and she was into that? I have no balls, man. I'm all dick.
I'm all dick. Hope she can work with that.
She's like sucking on some big old balls. And got him.
And you just find a way to be subconscious with this huge dick.
Let's talk about, I think I mentioned it last time. I was talking with my buddy. It was like, she asked me my ball to dick ratio. Like, I really wasn't sure what to quite tell her. Like, what does ball to dick ratio mean? Like,
somebody I was watching.
Am I 6 dick to 4 ball? I don't know.
I think it's all right. 100%.
What does it even mean?
I think it was Theo Mile or somebody was like that. We was talking about like they stole my idea, me and Rodney's idea I told you about before. We send the pics, tell him we was hard and be soft.
Yeah.
He was saying like take a pic next to like a travel size scope
You know what I mean? And you like tell her it's a regular scoop. And it's like, yeah. I fill out almost a whole scoop bottle. Like, okay, clearly other people have used these tactics.
That might work better than just sending pics of hard dick being I'm soft right now.
How could you tell that?
Dick full erect.
It's like you gotta like
fully erect.
You know, like when your dick's fully erect, but you're also adding that little extra 1%. Like when your dick's erect, but you're like, you don't do that. You don't do that, right? So your dick's erect, but it can sit.
I don't.
You can sit an erect dick on things, bro.
I'm not feeling that, but like just sit there and be like, it's soft.
You know what the weird thing
like
about
an erect dick looks erect.
Do you know why dicks go up?
Because they fill with blood, right? It's the blood.
No, it's literally nature, evolution, bro. Is like that's the best way for a woman to get pregnant. It's like that's the way the sperm has to go. So like the object is like when the dick gets in you, it's supposed to go up. Like that's why your boners turn up.
Well, I mean that makes sense. I'm talking about why it gets rock hard, like.
Oh no,
this is a muscle,
saying, like,
you know.
But I'm saying like, but it still don't make sense because you would think like if your dick got hard, it would go straight out. That's what would make sense. But when your dick gets hard, it goes up.
But when you got a dick, does really anything make sense when you're thinking about dick objectively? You're like, all right, what makes sense about dicks? How would dicks?
I think so.
How would
because
dicks?
Like say your
dicks wouldn't grow straight out.
fucking,
To me, they grow downward because of gravity. That's just how I think about it.
They're naturally downward though, and you know you're getting hard.
But then
so
you get
like,
harder. It goes
but if
more
you're
up,
like
though,
when you're fucking,
you know?
say you're throwing some back shots, you're fucking this way. You know what I mean? So it always felt like okay, yeah, it's like that. But when it's time to fuck, it knows, and then we go straight because I'm going straight in. Like it always was kind of weird. That like I gotta grab my dick, put it down to go in. It feels like it should go straight out, bro.
That's gotta be clipped, bro. I gotta put my dick down. For it to
You gotta
go
literally
in.
stop it from going up to go in. And it's like, fuck. Why doesn't it just go out? It should just go out.
Oh my god. If people listen to this just for that last part right there, that's just perfect. That's just perfect. I mean, it's all worth it just for that little tiny sentence
I'm just saying, evolution don't make sense on all.
It was just
all
beautiful,
stands.
bro.
Thank you. You think eventually we just got too many people and just we stopped doing that because your bodies actually don't want babies anymore? Like your body, like what if like ED became an evolution thing? Like straight up, it's just like because you're just like we got too many people.
No more fucking.
We don't got resources no more.
We can't do this.
So we don't even want men's dick getting hard.
Well,
we're bringing it back in 100 years.
Before I would attribute it to that, I'd be like, what's all the fucking pollution right now?
You've never seen more of an investment in anything. If that happened, like you're seeing $100 million committed. You just imagine like that happens, right? And you see like Elon Musk giving $175 million to ED scientific research. It's like everybody he's specifically not trying to help no one else but himself. He's just mad because his dick ain't getting hard.
Like you know, like they have the G7 summit, like the Global 7 Summit. Exactly. But it's like that before erectile dysfunction with the same countries. Like, look, all right, erectile dysfunction.
It's like Viagra don't even work no more. We're done that. Like
Angela Merkel was sitting there like, why am I here? What does it even matter?
What have you?
Like, you want to get fucked too, don't you? Like,
the women are joining in. The women are trying to figure it out. Yeah. AOC's there. Fucked. AOC's like,
want to get fucked.
The erectile New Deal. Hey, straight up, we need to figure something out. Tomorrow, we start shooting men. They start shooting men with testosterone, like the first day they're born.
Just immediately.
Vaccines or testosterone.
All right, that's not working. Can we shoot Viagra into newborn babies?
It has been proven, though, that like sodas and shit like do release estrogen.
Yeah.
And like water bottles.
Weird shit like that, processed foods. Like,
yeah, ain't that weird?
Shit.
It does make you wonder, like one world order type shit, bro.
It's that chemical shit, bro. Just be fucking with your chemistry in your body.
Chemical castration.
That's such a dirty word.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's chemical castration.
Yeah. Pretty much, that's what you're doing yourself. You're making yourself infertile.
Because they don't want you to have kids. They want to.
They don't give a fuck. They don't even give a fuck.
But they don't want you ruining shit.
Have kids or not. Buy Coke.
They don't want you having kids, bro. I'm telling you. They want less people. Like that is a problem. No matter what, money can't buy you out of that problem of like, well, if there's only 100 rich people, there's only 100 trillionaires on Earth, let's say. There's 10 billion regular people. Well, you can get beat.
Yeah, I saw someone earlier. They were trying to make the argument that like it would be impossible for people to cover up the cure for cancer, and that it doesn't make sense that they would cover it up. Mainly, like I'm just sitting there, I'm like,
well, I seen like a study a day where it was like basically saying it's like the best way to cover it up is to not even research it.
Exactly.
Like they really aren't searching for the cure.
Well, that and you're also just sitting here like, all right, well, let's say some people are searching for the cure. Maybe it is super hard, but it's also like it's like, well, people are dying, but we're also making money on treatment, so it's like a good balance. So I mean, it's
there's
like
a conflict of interest.
It's like even before you get to the money part, it's like they could sit there and be like, all right, well, people are still dying. We're still paying for the treatment. This is a win-win for everybody, so.
But what if they were like, we got the cure to cancer, but it's a $500,000? They
Fuck
could do that.
They would do that. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, that's what they're going to do. I mean, like all these new gene therapies that are coming out and shit. I mean, when they first come out,
it's so expensive.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars for
so one day it's like an easy bake oven.
You
just like gene edit home.
You just go in. Oh, it's like they had that family
gene edit everything.
They have that Family Guy episode where he's like, okay, time to take my cough, flu, and AIDS pill.
Yeah, exactly.
Then my NyQuil, cough, flu, and AIDS.
I just picture like you wake up that day, you're just like, I want 30% extra muscle. I'm going out on the beach. I want to have a little extra muscle.
Boom.
And then like the next day, you're like, oh, I got a lot of walking to do. I don't want to carry that muscle around. Give me 20% less than what I originally had.
That just sounds sickening.
I know, right?
Sitting there, I'm like,
if that's even what it ever is.
That makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about shit like that.
Don't even fuck with that.
like it'd be cool to be like.
You know what the number one gene editing thing is though? It's gonna be like dick size and tit size.
I think you're gonna make gene editing to be like it's gonna be the gene editing. Like we're gonna circumcise gene editing. You're just gonna make a gene edit,
or you just come out circumcised.
Exactly. Your dick
eventually, that seems like evolution should just do that.
Probably not if you're still cutting it off.
Yeah, but it's the fact of like
you're just being born with it, but then it gets cut off.
But there's this weird thing, bro. I've talked to you about this before. Like I never really understood it either. But there's this weird thing of like, eventually, like biology just understands what's supposed to happen when it's born. Like that does eventually happen, right? And they show that of like with the turtles. I brought this up to you before. Like with the turtles, they're sea turtles. They never see their mom or dad ever in their life. They're born into a fucking sand. The mom gets out of there,
right?
And 100 of them are fucking born, and they all run to fucking water, and they just naturally know they're supposed to go to the water.
Yep.
And if they don't make the water, something eats them. Basically,
exactly.
They just know. Nothing taught them that.
Nope.
You know what I mean? There's nothing that's teaching them that. They just know, wake up, go. Just like if a fucking, a baby deer sees a lion.
How many years till we're born circumcised?
I would say it's a long time. It's a long time because that's biology evolution.
And we're still cutting them off.
We're 1,000 years away.
We're still cutting them off, so it's like it's still being happening every day. There was one, oh man, I saw a video.
Hello foreskin.
I saw a C-section video, bro.
It's weird. Did you?
That shit is so insane. For one, the C-section, like
you do some crazy shit, dog.
Yeah, but I heard there was another thing. They did a study. They were talking about it. Like C-sections cause more C-sections because like you're allowed to give birth.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And pass on the narrow.
That's
hip
exactly
thing,
what I'm saying, Steve.
So
exactly that right there.
Doing more C-section causes more C-section.
They love a C-section
because
a C-section takes less time and costs more money.
So people aren't gonna like what I say, but what's natural is that if you had these narrow hips or there's a disability to where like you had to have a C-section, your pregnancy would just not come to fruition and you wouldn't have a baby. You wouldn't pass on those genes. Only the women that are able to.
You think that's what happens? What happens when somebody's ready to deliver a healthy baby and they straight up like?
Well, it's different, bro. Because sometimes C-sections are they're cures for a number of things, but what it was originally for was for narrow birthing canals. That's what I meant to say.
What I'm saying is before we start doing C-sections, what the fuck did they do when someone wasn't dilating enough to have a baby, but they had a healthy baby inside of them?
Yeah, I think you just didn't worry about it. I think you weren't sure.
But you're in labor.
You're
going through labor.
But I mean, I don't know. They were probably the baby.
I feel like the body will always find a way.
Yeah,
to birth a baby. It's more about like the side effects of birthing the baby.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, of course, people always find a way, but I mean, like, there are some mutations or somewhere along the line where narrow birthing canals are a thing, and then premature births happen, or
I have a narrow
stillborns happens. Stillborn things happen like that. So I mean, that's just one of the things. Like because of that, a baby wouldn't be born. It wouldn't carry those genes. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it kind of like worked naturally. I mean, like I couldn't say for like the 1800s or whatever, but like I would say back.
I feel like baby always
tribes,
comes though. Like I feel like anybody with a healthy baby can have the baby. It's the fact of what's going to happen if you have the baby. Like if you weigh 120 pounds and you have a 12-pound baby, that's 10% of your body weight. So there's a chance of you bleeding out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it coming out breached.
Yeah.
There's things like that. I think that's what they're usually worried about. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure like a woman's body will always figure out how to get the baby out. Narrow hips or whatever you're saying. I think they will dilate enough.
But the baby may come with complications and may even die, Yeah. So you'd be less likely to pass
like when I was born, I broke my collarbone.
That's weird.
Yeah. So shit was probably tight down there.
Yeah. I was born with a crack addiction.
That's sweet. How was crack?
Wasn't bad. It was just like not bad, not good. But I'm here.
It's weird when you think about that. You're like an addicted babies to stuff.
Because I mean, that's one thing with like epidurals that really freaked me out. Is like that goes into the baby.
Well, if you ever had an epidural, you had a high baby when you had a kid.
Exactly.
But I'm also not going to be a single one to say, yeah, shove that thing out your pussy hole. I think that's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
I always
100%.
say, give it everything you got. If you think it's unbearable, then get epidural.
And more and more people are opting for these type of natural births, and epidural is a choice. As a choice. You're allowed to refuse it.
I recently had someone that had a baby that was close to me. They gave her fentanyl. Fentanyl, bro. That's what they gave her.
I knew it had medical applications, but fentanyl. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Man, it must have been super diluted. Like,
I had no idea. I had no idea how that works.
I'm going to look up medical fentanyl. I mean, because they use ketamine.
Yeah.
Like that. So, I mean,
it's something along the lines of that.
Medical ketamine.
It's weird how they always give people really that bag, though, that they can press the button. That's always so weird to me. It's like
for what?
How people can hit the button. Like they say, when you feel pain, hit the button.
Yeah.
And the morphine's supposed to come down or whatever it is. I always thought that was so weird.
I think it might be a psychological thing.
But people are just inclined. People are inclined to hit that thing. Like, I feel pain, I hit it.
Yeah. But I think that's just a psychological thing.
You think so? I don't think so.
I don't think it gives you more morphine, but more so because that just seems ridiculous. Here you go, tap it 20 times. Now you have a shit ton of morphine in you.
Well, it's diluted morphine too at the same time, It's like
an
IV bag.
Yeah, morphine. But I mean, like, to give a patient control of their morphine.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I hope that's what you're saying.
I think it's psychological where it's like, do this when you feel pain. It'll give you more morphine.
You know what I found out really is like that? Those red light buttons. Those are fake most of the time, bro.
Oh, the red light buttons?
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that for the longest time, dog.
And
they're just for people to hit and feel like it's coming quicker.
Exactly,
but it's not up to nothing.
Yeah.
Some of them are now. Because remember the one by Patterson?
Yeah.
When you used to go to the bridge?
If
you hit that, it went red.
Exactly.
People used to be so pissed off.
Exactly.
As like kids, we wait till they're about to come at it.
Run.
Literally, for no reason.
Because everyone knew that. I mean, so many kids walk that bridge though.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's psychological thing where it just makes you feel better about the whole situation. And then they did the thing recently. I'm like, how much money did we spend on voice operated things? Like you press it, it's like wait. Like they do that. Like it's like a soft touch one. You just touch it with your thumb. It's just like wait, and it just makes you feel better. And you literally hooked up a button with a speaker that tells you to wait, and you push it.
And you just you're comfortable with that.
Well,
that makes you feel comfortable.
And you developed a whole system for it. Like,
who knows? We're getting to the bottom of it.
Fuck me.
Thank you everybody for watching another shit show live. It's only getting greater. It's only
on the
getting
wall.
It's only getting greater, and we ain't talking Askren.
That's on the wall.
R.I.P. Askren. Talk that shit now.
We love y'all. Thank y'all, everybody. We really appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe.
Keep a lookout for us.
Y'all have a good night.